Monday night. Welcome to our coverage of the Diamondbacks and the Padres here in Fox Sports Arizona. I'm Todd Walsh here at the Diamond Club. We'll go ahead and call this election headquarters, however, as we continue the push for Mark Reynolds to make it to St. Louis and to the National League All-Star team. As you know, for the 8th straight year, Major League Baseball is encouraging the final vote. There are 5 men that you can go online to MLB.com until Thursday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and to cast your votes. We've been talking about it now all weekend long in our coverage of the Diamondbacks, trying to give you the reason and the impetus to vote for Mark Reynolds. And by the way, online right now, we can tell you that Pablo Sandoval leads that voting. Mark Reynolds is 4th. As part of our Wet and Wild poll question here tonight, we're asking why you think you should vote for Mark Reynolds. You see the choices: his bat, his base running, his challenge to his teammates, which has gotten considerable play locally and nationally over the weekend and again here tonight, or, of course, his nickname, the Sheriff. We can't wait to see what you have to say about that, but when you're doing that and you're online, vote early and often. There are 2 other All-Stars already on their way to St. Louis. They've made the team. Dan Herron and Justin Upton, we congratulate them. The Midsummer Classic will be a part of their careers forever.
Glad to have you back, nice and cool at home, nice and cool here at Chase Field. Man, it's good to be back in the great state of Arizona. Skipper Bud Black, he's been juggling his roster for the last couple of days. Only 3 bench players, at least for tonight's game. Let's take a look at Buddy's lineup with Everett Cabrera as short, youngster Tony Gwynn. That's a familiar name, you bet. Adrian Gonzalez, Kevin Kuzminoff, then it's Chase Headley. Venable, Alfonso now catches Luis Rodriguez, and Walter Silva. Blimpie, starting lineup. John Garland gets ready to go. In his last 8 starts, the team is 0-8, but he's had 5 quality starts in that time. There's been some struggles. There's also been some bad luck for John, including last time out. Does that a lot. Fire strike one. We are underway here at Chase Field as you take a look at the numbers this year for John Garland.
Well, John Garland going to pitch to contact. He's been really good his last couple of starts, Darren. It's been unfortunate that he hadn't gotten wins, and the team hasn't gotten wins. His last start, he was terrific, giving up just 1 run, but he was on the short end of a 1-0 defeat in Cincinnati.
And he had to come out early. He was only able to throw 71 pitches as that one is lifted into the seats. In a 1-0 loss because they had to hit for him, try to generate some offense. So there was plenty left in the tank once he hit the showers.
And that's not what he's used to, being in the American League his entire career. Didn't have to come out of those games. Unfortunately, he's like, man, this National League stuff, you got to come out for pinch hitters after 6.
1-2 the count to Everth Cabrera. A curveball and a dandy locks him up. Doesn't throw that much at all, but that was a good one. Let's take a look at the defense that works behind him. When he is right, he's on the ground with regard to the ground balls. It's Parr, Young, Upton in the outfield. The busier guys will be Reynolds, Drew, Lopez, and Tony Clark on the infield. Miguel Montero with a bat in his hand doing a fine job. Of course, defensively, all eyes on that man. Mark Reynolds is at third base. Has played a lot of first base, but we are voting for him to go to the All-Star game as a third baseman. He's kind of, in dealing with him before the game and catching up in a conversation, he's pretty humbled by all this. He can't believe everyone's getting so excited on his behalf.
Well, he deserves it. He's second in the National League in home runs behind Albert Pujols. 7th in the league in RBIs. Oh, what a pitch there. A cut fastball right in on the belly button of Tony Gwynn.
And that's the other look. He'll run it away and then do this.
Look at the glove of Montero. It does not move. It was a beautiful pitch there by Garland.
The younger Gwynn acquired earlier this year in the end of May. Jody Garrett went to Milwaukee. Just missed the inside corner. Garland straightens up.
A good 0-2 pitch. It was inside, Darren, but that was a really good 0-2 pitch. Gwynn's not going to do anything with that one.
And Gwynn has been able to play a lot under Buddy Black. 16 games against the National League West. He's hitting .353, has 18 hits. Shoots that one down the line, and the one thing he can do in that cavernous ballpark where Buddy manages is go get the baseball. He can get out there and play center field. He is a fine defender.
He's a terrific center fielder, and he's a guy that you have to have one of those in San Diego. You have to have a guy with great speed, because that one straightens him up, and a great glove, because it is such a spacious outfield in Petco. And he just didn't get that with Jody Garrett and or Scott Hairston.
Scott Hairston has been moved. There's that one. Just up on a cut fastball.
Yeah, Scott Hairston was just hitting too good. They had to trade him.
On the move. 3-2 the count to Oakland. Scott Hairston. The 3-2. Chopper out to third. There is Mark Reynolds.
Vote for Mark.
Firing. You better vote for him. I don't know why you aren't right now. D-backs.com, MLB.com.
That's just an all-star play right there, folks. No question about that. Got to vote. Get out there and vote. Now. A lot.
And call your friends around the country.
Absolutely.
I've been bothering more people today.
Me too.
Knocking on doors. Answer the door, please, if we come. A couple of you didn't answer today. We brought cookies in the later part of the afternoon, as that is not a cookie. That one's a tough pitch to handle. Strike one, 0-1 the count to the dangerous Adrian Gonzalez.
I was hitting the west side today, like Litchfield Park, way out there. Surprise. Really working the west side hard. Met a lot of nice people today going door to door.
The 0-1. Another good pitch. 0-2 the count. I, on the other hand, started on the way out of town towards Tucson. I kind of made my way in, stopped with the good folks over with the Gila River community, but they came into Chandler and then kind of swung up and hit Tempe way. Southern part of Scottsdale, then up north. As that one is high on 3 pitches. The man who usually is walked every time of late, well, he is sat down. 1, 2, 3 go the Padres. Oh, why aren't you voting? Mark
Attaboy,
Reynolds.
AJ.
And let's take a look at his lineup. Felipe Lopez, Stephen Drew, Justin Upton. Southwest Airlines sponsors it. Mark Reynolds, all-star candidate. Then Miguel Montero had a nice trip. Para, Tony Clark, Chris Young, and John Garland. The numbers on Walter Silva last time out. He pitched against Houston. He was knocked around a bit. It's been a tough go of it here in the big leagues.
He's had a rough go at the big league level. But here he is, going to try to go toe-to-toe with John Garland and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks won a couple in a row to end that road trip in Colorado, Darren. Beat a red-hot team, too, as well in the Colorado Rockies. Came from behind. I like that. Showed a little heart, little grit, some determination. Coming from behind 3 runs, 4 runs, back-to-back games.
Felipe, base hit, right field. And a bat flip to boot. So Lopez leads things off. He is hitting 28 of his last 31 games.
Just gets a fastball and just yanks it right through the hole. Give me a bat flip. That boy, Felipe. That's big league right there.
A bat flip on a single. So he's on, and he's been on, and on quite a bit. So here's Stephen Drew. Over the outside corner, there is strike one. 32 years old, Walter Silva, out of Mazatlan in Mexico. Pitching this year in AAA Portland, made 8 starts, was 3-2 with a 4.74 ERA.
Well, when a leadoff hitter gets on base, Darren Sutton, gosh, it just opens up the cupboard for the manager to just do anything he wants with this meal. He could add any spice, a bunt, a hit and run, maybe a straight steal with the speed of Lopez.
Bouncing ball, how about a base hit under the glove of Gonzalez. Lopez chugging on around. Eases into third, and runners are on first and third for the Diamondbacks with nobody out. Now for Justin Upton this year, it has been all about the San Diego Padres. He has homered 3 times against them. He has hit .424. This is against Jake Peavy. That was a bomb in the deep part of the ballpark. Later on in that game, Duaner Sanchez and another crushed ball. Justin Upton, a month later, hit another one. By the way, May 6th, June the 6th. Today, July the 6th.
Oh, man, I love it when you tie it up in a little bow like that, Darren Sutton. Justin's been struggling a little bit. Don't look at those numbers and think that, but
right.
He'll even tell you, yeah, I just haven't been right. My timing's a little off.
He was 0 for his last 18. Eight strikeouts in his last 5 games. And that's the road trip. That's big picture. It was a tough go of it in Cincinnati and Colorado. Well, he's back home now. Had an opportunity to get things right away. And he has crushed the Padres this year. Over the top of that one and just missed. 1-0 the count.
That's one of those situations that looked like a strike, but Eliezer Alfonso didn't really receive that pitch very well. Took it right out of the strike zone with his glove.
These Padres, I mean, you talk about a club with Alfonso, the former Giant, who was catching recently in AAA. That one is away. Henry Blanco had to go on the disabled list, battling a right hamstring injury. That was yesterday. Nick Hundley not ready to come off yet. He's been on for 17 days. Those two were the starting catchers. They're both on the disabled list, and they've dipped into the minor leagues.
Well, that's always a tough position to have to go deep into the minor leagues with. Justin a little over aggressive there on the slider, down and away.
On 2-0. He saw that one, thought it was going to stay up and be hittable.
Well, the good news is when you do swing at one like that is that you miss it. You don't put that one in play because that one's not going to get anything done if it's put in play. You give yourself 2 more strikes by missing it.
That one is low. 3-1 the count. That a changeup. Throws his fastball thus far in the big leagues about half the time. So you will see a steady diet of everything else as well. 3-1 the count. So stay back, right? I mean, you got to stay back.
Well, and because he's not going to blow the fastball by you, you don't really need to sit on anything, Darren. You just look for the ball, find the ball, and react to it. You don't need to sit on a fastball. You don't need to sit on a slider or a breaking ball. Just find the ball, and you're still going to be able to get to it just because he doesn't throw very hard.
3-1 the count to Upton. That one belted center field, well struck. Going back, he squares up. He makes the play. Lopez tags. He will score, and the Diamondbacks lead it 1-0. Now we take a walk up to the plate with all-star candidate Mark Reynolds in a 1-0 lead. Now you give folks a lot of credit. Crowd still making their way in, but folks that have made their way in have brought a lot of signs of support for Mark.
Absolutely. He deserves to be there. He's far and away having the best year of any of those guys that have been added to the possibility of making the all-star team, the vote-in guys, if you will. Breaking out some sheriff signs again. We haven't really used that term all that much this year, Darren Sutton. Yep, he's the sheriff again.
Yeah, he has handled his business like the sheriff over this weekend, as that one is low. 1-0 the count. He's not getting many strike calls, by the way, Paul Schreiber.
Not there, yep. I'm sure they're probably going to vote for Mark Reynolds.
Not quite sure why you're not voting at home right now. We knocked on your door. That one is away. 2-0 the count.
That's something he's done a lot more of this year, Darren Sutton, getting in good hitters counts. 2-0, 3-1. That's when you can do some real damage. Should be able to get something to hit there. And if you don't get what you want, feel free to take it.
Had him out front on a breaking ball. It's a fly ball to right. Kind of committed and then wanted to uncommit, if you will, and couldn't do it. Those hands just drug on through the zone. Didn't put a good pass at all. Why aren't you voting? Our Arrowhead, Brown & Brown, and Superstition Spring Chevy dealers, key to the game. Our Power Chevy dealers, key to the game. Mark Grace, well, you'll need to explain this one to me.
Why aren't you voting? I mean, I think it's very simple. Get out there and vote while you're watching the ball game, and man, go to azdiamondbacks.com. Get that vote in. Yeah, just put that check mark right next to Mark Reynolds.
All right. That's a great key to the game.
Well, it is.
Very simple. Popped up and into the seats it goes. Just so you know, I've been out kind of working some deals. I completed the deal with the Angels.
Did you?
We want to encourage folks to vote for Sean Figgins when you vote for Mark Reynolds. Spoke with Rex Hudler this morning.
Good.
So out in Southern California, the pro-Angel / anti-Dodger vote will go to Mark Reynolds.
Well, we got to get him going because he's in fourth right now. So
we'll get him going.
That's a challenge to all the voters out there. Tomorrow being Super Tuesday, that's going to be big league tomorrow.
We have a huge show planned for tomorrow, by the way. And those of you that are planning to come as a family, maybe bring a youngster or two, keep an eye out when you make your way into the ballpark if you happen to come out early.
Might
Gracie
be a chance to see us.
Yeah, come through the rotunda. Gracie and I might be finding you. We may have, a surprise. So look around when you come in tomorrow.
Bill Bundy with a good play.
And now that I have the deal with the Angels, the big temptation is to maybe swing a few side deals with some other American League clubs.
American League clubs like
Brandon Inge's Detroit Tigers.
Yes, we've got Rod Allen there, the former Diamondback broadcaster, and you've got an old friend of yours and mine, Mario Impemba.
Mario Impemba, old friend of yours.
So yeah, we can swing a deal there as well. Brandon Inge, but we can't, because we're already talking about Sean Figgins.
Well, the ethics thing gets a little cloudy, I'm learning, in politics.
Yeah, that's true. You don't really have to really mean what you say.
You need to, though.
In politics?
I mean, if we are really trying to emblazon people to vote their conscience, vote for America. That one has popped up. I mean, if you think about it, America's about hard work. It's about expectations. It's about supporting a man who challenges those on the assembly line to work hard like he wants to.
Like a foreman.
That's exactly right. A vote for Mark Reynolds is a vote for America. You buy the top 3 power Chevy dealers in the Valley: Arrowhead, Brown & Brown, and Superstition Springs. Proud sponsors of the Diamondbacks. And by Triple Hops Brewed, Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. Glad to have you back here at Chase Field. Folks making their way in.
I love it. Along with Heron and Upton. Send Mark Reynolds as well. What a year he's having.
Here is Kevin Kuzminoff. The question is for Kevin, will he continue his year in Seattle? There has been talk over the last week or so that there have been inquisitions. Jack Zarenzik calling down and seeing what it would take to bring Kuzminoff up to play third base with Beltre injured with the Seattle Mariners.
Out.
Interesting.
And they're not out of it yet, the Seattle Mariners.
Oh, no. Not with that pitching. 1-1 the count.
They got a great pitching staff led by my guy, King Felix.
Is he now?
Oh, yeah.
All right, then.
Felix Hernandez.
The 1-1, it's a bouncing ball and a foul ball. He handled King Felix, by the way, right there, homer.
Took him deep to give the Diamondbacks what was unfortunately, wow, that's a lot of sunflower seeds. He just.
Look at that, though. Clean habit.
A clean habit. Don't have to worry about big tobacco with him.
Oh, no, that's a clean. That's. You got me, Mark Grace. Oh, man. The fly ball to right field, and just
you can save a lot of money on lobbyists.
Left fielder
our Geico quote, Todd Walsh, good to have you, my friend.
It's good to be here. By the way, don't worry about campaign promises. You can deal with it later. Spin, spin, spin. Promise the moon. Meanwhile, our quote of the game comes from former Padre. Talked about the potential trade of Mr. Kuzminoff to Seattle. How about yesterday? Scott Hairston going to the Oakland Athletics for minor league pitchers and a player to be named later. And I'll get to this quote as quickly as I can, if you don't mind. He said, they gave me a chance here. That's all I can ask. I appreciate that. I'll always remember it. It's not something that I wanted, but it doesn't matter what I want. The former Diamondback Scott Hairston saying he was very emotional. There were tears shed. He was not on the bus going from Petco to the airport to get on the plane to come to Phoenix. He was on his way to the American League. But he proved there, obviously, that he can play every day at the major league level.
Yeah, and he really, that's a close-knit bunch. I mean, that's a close-knit. They've been through a lot down there and the depleted roster, but that's a great clubhouse to visit. He was a big part of it. There's no doubt about that. Bud Black's a big part of it as well. Emotional. You have to wonder if Oakland will be his last stop.
Yeah.
Oakland's not shy about spinning players around.
They've been known to turn around and trade players right away as well. Makes you wonder how long Matt Holliday is going to be wearing a A's uniform. Maybe go get Scott Hairston to make Matt Holliday available. Oh, I love it when we play GM up here, guys.
It's also, though, a clear message to that dugout that we just saw. It's a couple of weeks out from trade deadline. We've moved a valuable asset. Going to be some tense times down there, I'm sure, for the next little bit.
Yeah, I would imagine. That man knows what it's like. Josh Bird's on the other side. The changes and the tense times and the inquisitions. That phone right there in front of him. That's been ringing a lot lately.
Sure it is. Probably the guy on the mound today, John Garland. I'm sure there's plenty of phone calls for that guy. Having a great year in Doug Davis. Felipe Lopez having a great year as that was lined into right field. That's the first base hit of the game for the Padres. And Justin kicked it.
That is an error on right fielder Justin Upton.
Well, let's see what happens to Justin here. He just didn't get in front of it. That's the problem. Just didn't get in front of it. Elected to play it off to the side and the backhand. You young players at home, if you can get in front of the baseball, do it. Now, backhand it if it's your only choice.
Sure.
But if you can get in front of the baseball, do that. And I promise you, you won't have that happen. You can knock it right down with your body, and the runner will stay at first. So Justin just was a little nonchalant with that one, and it cost him.
Justin Upton with 7 errors on the season, tying him with Alfonso Soriano for the most errors of any outfielder in the big leagues. And here's Will Venable. Bouncing ball. Garland kicks it on over to Stephen Drew, who's there. Moving on to third is Headley. Venable has erased the pride of Princeton on a 1-6-3 ground out. We missed you, Todd.
I miss you.
Some well-deserved time off for you.
I just want to say, in the spirit of this election, though, ask not what you can do for your team. Ask what your team can do for you.
Oh, really?
Just thought I'd throw that out there.
I like that.
I like that a lot. Ooh.
And
send Todd out.
Send Todd.
Well, we're going to send him.
Okay.
I'll
gifts.
I'll go politics on you. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I'm going to start. Here, let me take my shoe off.
In the spirit of politics.
I'll do the Nikita Khrushchev for you. This has limitless possibilities. You realize the next 3 days.
I went on the loudspeaker today. You know, they pick up on aisle 7 at my local Fry's. Grabbed hold of it and was telling people to vote for Mark Reynolds at 8 a.m. this morning.
Well, I love that.
I campaigned in the Tri-City area of Dewey, Humboldt, Prescott Valley, the little whistle stop old mining train tour in Mayer.
That's awesome, Todd.
On Black Canyon Highway.
Beautiful country up there.
People were lining the streets all along I-17. It's a grassroots effort, grassroots campaign, Darren.
That's a base hit, and it's an RBI. Eliezer Alfonso ties this ball game up at 1.
No, that's one of those where without the error, that run doesn't score. Instead, because of that, the run scores on a 2-out base hit. That gives up the extra 90 feet. The next batter grounds out, which would have been a double play ball. But it's a 1-1 ball game, and right back to the drawing board goes John Garland.
In at third is Mark Reynolds, even with the bag, as you can see. And sinking fastball grabs the outside corner. I know, Gracie, you were thinking tomorrow.
I'm going to head to Tucson.
Yeah. And then the guys in the truck were lining something up in Superior and Globe for you.
Oh, but that beautiful area out there.
So.
Copper. Big copper towns.
That one is low. 1-1 the count.
You should hit Coolidge and Florence as you come up from Tucson, and then come in from the East Valley. Make the most of your opportunity there, Mark.
Have some great viewers down in Tucson. We need your help down there. Spread the word.
Red Rock.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Sonoyta. Bisbee.
I'm really going to canvass Scottsdale.
Mark's already done that.
Like what parts?
Like right around the 101.
Indian School.
Just make my way around there.
Work your way all the way up to Shea.
Change we can believe in. That's what we're talking about now.
Oh, man.
Change we can believe in for Mark Reynolds. The good folks at DiamondbacksBullpen.com.org, I should say, have coined the phrase Mark Reynolds. Change we can believe in. Go check them out over there. They got all kinds of good stuff.
You guys need to stay on message, though. Don't put too many irons in the fire here. Just be careful.
Really?
Yeah.
You
stay
can get hurt.
on message. Stay on point.
So those side deals we're talking about doing?
Well, I agree with those. Promise the moon to everybody. Don't worry about what happens after that, right, Mark?
Of course. Promise the moon and
deal with it later.
Then, we'll get elected, and then we'll worry about it later.
Apologize on Saturday.
Mark Reynolds' home state of Virginia. We are hoping to hear from the mayor of Virginia Beach, Virginia tomorrow. They are working on declaring it Vote for Mark Reynolds Day back there.
Well, as they should.
We need the East Coast. The 2-2. Fouled back. We really need help on the East Coast. So if any of you viewers
Well,
you know, we're getting Virginia, but if you know anyone on the East Coast, please call them.
I made some calls to Florida, and Shane Victorino was down there campaigning in Florida.
Oh, private jet.
Yeah,
racing down there.
Private jet down there. Sheriff didn't have time. He was busy practicing, getting ready for his ball game.
See, that's where you need campaign finance reform here. He shouldn't have been able to get on a jet.
We'll talk to Senator McCain about that.
Well, I know he's voting.
As he should.
The 2-2. Bouncing ball, middle of the diamond into center field. So Rodriguez with a base hit. Luis hitting just 200. As a matter of fact, he was 1 for his last 27 before picking up that hit.
Just a tapper right back up the box. Stephen Drew must have been playing him to hit the opposite way a lot, and it got through.
There's a hanging Chad. Hanging out down in the dugout.
I like that.
The good news is
hanging out.
When you vote online, there will be no hanging Chad. That's the good news.
That's true. So what wins, the popular vote or the electoral vote in this?
We're working on that tomorrow to get to the bottom of it. Just to vote.
We got to make sure.
Into right field line, it's a base hit. They're going to stop the run. You bet your boots there. But that's the pitcher, Walter Silva. Silva in his time this year in the big leagues, his only time in the big leagues, is now 3 for 7. 3 for 7.
Shortstop Everett Cabrera.
So John Garland going to have to find a way to get out of this inning. That's a fastball right down the middle. And Walter Silva drills it into right field. Just hit it too hard to score Alfonso. So the bottom of the order, the bottom of a very makeshift order, doing some damage here on John Garland. And that'll turn it over to the top of the order here, Cabrera, and that one gets by.
Oh my goodness.
Boy, you talk about gift wrapping a couple of runs here for the San Diego Padres, the Diamondbacks. Unfortunately, dropping a little deja vu on us.
But that's what you hoped wouldn't happen. Very forgetful baseball on their way out of town. Pitch in the dirt, a wild pitch. That plates a run. These Padres now with Everett Cabrera a chance to really do some damage. Already up 2-1. Good looking change up, 1-1 the count. Shane Victorino trying really to get out the vote himself, doing some campaigning today. The 1-1. Breaking ball blocked up. He and his Phillies beat the Cincinnati Reds today 22-1.
Huh?
22-1. Johnny Cueto went 2/3 of an inning and gave up 9 earned runs.
Oh my goodness.
So you bet scoreboard. I mean, there was not enough space in the scoreboard.
I would imagine our old buddy Marty Brennan was none too happy in that first inning.
That's the topper, and it's a foul ball. And there's just 2-1. There's only the 1 available on the left there.
Not room for another 2.
Cole Hamels was able to work through the support. It was enough for Cole. He went 7 innings, gave up 1 run.
Got 22 runs of support, huh?
It was
good for Cole.
By the time the 5th inning arrived, it was 16-1.
Goodness gracious.
Harry the K. What a cool shirt that is. Harry Callis shirt. Vote for Mark, by the way.
Vote for
That's
Mark.
enough. I'm drifting. I'm losing focus.
Well, how'd Shane Victorino do in that game? Did he have a good one?
2-2 the count.
I love it when he goes back to play-by-play. That must mean Shane Victorino had a pretty good ball. Well, I'm sure every Philly had a pretty good ball game with 22 runs.
2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Padres. Run on 2 hits and an error for the Diamondbacks. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
You voted for the sheriff. Way to go, ladies. Way to go.
I'm voting to get this team back in the dugout. High drive, right field. Justin Upton on the move. Justin's got it. It was a fabulous play, but he'll tell John Garland, I owed you that one. Salas infield. Eliezer Alfonso up from AAA. Works with Walter Silva.
Get tickets to this week's Friday fireworks game at Chase Field. See the D-backs take on the Fighting Fish, the Marlins, at 6:40 p.m. Then stick around and enjoy free post-game fireworks. Call 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com.
Well done, Mark Grace. A very strong read. The Sutton stamp of approval.
How about some fireworks with the offense here? What do you think?
I think it'd be a fabulous idea. By the way, Mark Reynolds, All-Star. Why should you vote for him? The Wet and Wild poll question. His bat is leading. 7.4499. And his challenge is second. And I'm not surprised by that. Are you, Mark Grace? His challenge on Friday night.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, you make all-star teams because of, well, your offense, your defense, your base running, all those things. I'll tell you what. His bat has been booming, but I think that challenge, boy, that showed me a lot, Darren Sutton. Showed me a lot.
Parra, diving play there by Rodriguez. Up, what a play by Luis, the second baseman for the San Diego Padres. Hey, you bet. That's great stuff.
Isn't it amazing when you see great defense, just how much defense like that can save a ball club? That's just a great play right there. And an easy out. And the Diamondbacks gave up a couple of runs because of poor defense in the top of the second inning. Boy, nothing poor about that.
Tony Clark takes a pitch right down the heart. 0-1 the count. The veteran at 189, 4 homers, 10 RBIs. In his last 10 games offensively, he's been able to help. As that one lifted in the left field, goes the other way with it. Chase Headley is there, and he puts it away. I even reached out, Mark Grace, on behalf of Mark Reynolds, to my old stomping grounds, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Talk to Mark Ignacio?
No. Spoke with Bill Schroeder, the color analyst, who used to sit like you do next to me, Rock, the play-by-play announcer, Brian Anderson, and also did a couple of radio hits, local radio hits back there.
Did you talk to Bob Euchre?
No, not that radio show. Local radio show.
I got you.
Like Gambo and Ash.
Yeah.
They were getting it done
today. Our buddies Gambo and Ash. Good friends of the show.
They were, Gambo was going off today.
I heard a couple of his rants today.
Really supporting Mark.
I loved it.
And, of course, Doug and Wolf in the morning, up early with them. Fabulous show. Anyway, I was up early this morning trying to win Wisconsin, the whole state, for Mark Reynolds. We'll find out tomorrow. Super Tuesday, by the way, Election Tuesday.
Some hard-working people in Wisconsin.
Oh, you bet.
You really have to earn their vote.
Over the outside corner, that's strike 3. That was easy enough for Walter
Didn't take
Silva.
very long at all. Holy Moses.
I got Wisconsin for you, Marco. With Ride Now Power Sports. Take a ride out there with us. It's a very good thing. Hope they are enjoying their evening and voting out there. Hopefully some laptops. And we lay down. Oh, sign. Wow.
There it is. Get out there and vote, folks.
Hey, you can vote at home. If you don't want to wear your shirt when you vote at home, that's fine.
No,
that's fine with
it's
us.
encouraged. It's warm out.
Sheriff, there are signs everywhere. A lot of red.
Sheriff signs. I like that. He deserves it. Probably hit a home run today to help the Diamondbacks win.
That's what he's been doing lately. Tony Gwynn digs in. Adrian Gonzalez and Kevin Kuzmanoff. I was talking with Gwynn before the game and explaining what happened in Denver, Colorado, because teams read, they know what goes on with, like what Mark Reynolds did and said. He said, Seth, the funniest thing is it becomes contagious if there is a lack of focus that maybe plagues a team, whether they're frustrated through the losing or changes with the manager. He goes, and some guys you never expect to catch it will catch it.
That's very true.
And he said, it is great when somebody, and he goes, maybe even a young guy like Mark Reynolds can step up and say something about it, and it slaps everybody in the face. That's what the younger Gwynn said. And that was well said. We're going to head up top for just a moment. Our APS rooftop solar cam. Don't forget, Mark Grace, install solar panels on your roof if you are able, and you can make that energy bill much more manageable. Go green this summer. Sun shines all the time in Arizona.
It shined pretty hard today.
It did shine hard. Adrian Gonzalez. But the younger Gwynn was right on track with what he said, don't you think?
No, 100%. Sometimes the kick in the fanny from the unexpected source gets more out of than maybe out of the expected source. Does that make sense?
You bet. A roller, a big shift defensively. Mark Reynolds got him! Tony Clark was taking it out of his glove. Man, what a play by Mark Reynolds. Why in the world are you not voting?
No, it's awesome. What a great play.
He was shifted too, wasn't he?
He was way over near the shortstop position. He's got to go so far to his right, throw across his body, and a good pickup over there by Tony Clark. That is a super play. The arm strength. And Tony's got it. He was just going to throw it around before he dropped it. Good call over there by Paul Nart, friend of the show, and first base umpire.
All right, there you go. dbacks.com. Now, I've received some messages from folks around the country.
Right.
How many times can I vote? You can vote and vote and vote. There is no limit. We encourage you to vote.
Vote as many times as you want.
I mean, hundreds if you'd like.
Yeah, vote the whole game. And then more if you want.
Change up out front, 0-2 the count.
Enjoy the game with us. And if you're listening to the radio, vote. Keep voting.
You better be voting. I know the governor's getting out and canvassing the city tomorrow as well.
Where's he headed?
I have to get next door and find out.
Governor lives up a little bit north, up in like the Anthem area. He lives up in that area, I believe.
Let's get him up there.
Yeah, we got Anthem, and we got to get him up there.
Black Canyon City. Deep right field off the bat of Kuzminoff. The big question is, where are you going tomorrow? How many doors are you knocking on at home, folks? What are you doing to get out the vote for Mark Reynolds? He just made his play. Have a full stomach to vote a lot, and if these Diamondbacks can get the offense going, anytime the D-backs score 6 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink tomorrow. Tomorrow between 4 and 6, each and every following day at participating locations. After the Diamondbacks score 6 runs, got to get it going.
And you got to jump on a guy that's got an ERA of 8.
Garland hacks and fouls that one off. Fastball averages about 87 miles an hour. But you were talking about that there are times when guys that have pitched in the Mexican leagues for a long time, and he did. He pitched in Monterey for 4 seasons. There's a craftiness to even the right-handers. He'll take that off the bag, and a base hit for John Garland. A little too crafty for a pitcher. John was just 1 for 30, but you know what? He takes matters into his own hands.
Well, you can call it crafty if you wish. They even call that crafty in Monterey. Hanging a breaking ball 0-2 to the pitcher. Right off the bag it goes. So John Garland gets it started here in the 2nd inning. I just got a text Darren Sutton from our old buddy Matt Williams. He's home. He's voting. He's voting a lot. He wants to see a Diamondback third baseman. in the All-Star game.
Well, and appropriately so. He put in a lot of work with Mark this spring, and I'm sure he's proud of.
He should be proud
of what's transpired. So he's home voting. That's good stuff.
No, he's not at home. He's out at a local tavern.
Voting.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
I never said he was home.
2-0 the count. I'm glad he's decided just to stay home and vote, be safe. 3-0 the count to Felipe Lopez.
He's not home.
He's not home? Well, I got to tell you about the note that I just got here. At the 3-0 is a strike. George Fabregas, former Diamondback.
Catcher.
Yep, he is voting.
Is he?
For Mark Reynolds.
Nice.
He wants a Diamondback, another one in the game, and he likes the way Mark goes about his business. The other way, that one goes, and it's a base hit for Felipe Lopez.
2 more hits.
2 for 2 tonight. Here he goes again. Switch hitter. And a lower mark against right-handed pitchers, but he did what you're supposed to do.
He went up and got a high fastball, and he flipped it over there into left field.
Didn't have a big bat flip, though. Just
no,
laid
he
it down.
Didn't flip the bat on that one. Well, you know you're starting to swing the bat very well, Darren, when you're getting base hits to right, base hits to left. Means you're letting the ball travel. Still able to pull the ball when they pitch you in. I like Andrew Jones.
Yeah, actually, he doesn't, and hasn't in a couple of years. But I see where you're going with it.
I'm sorry, but
Stephen Drew takes right down the hard 0-1 the count. Drew singled back in the first inning. Stephen in 7 games against the Padres this year has 11 hits, hitting .360 against San Diego this season. Hot shot to the right side. Could be 2. There's 1. There's 2. And a nice turn. Rodriguez to Everth Cabrera, and 2 quick outs. Lopez moves up to third.
Well, we talk about a terrific double play for a rally killer there. Rodriguez to his left, a perfect feed to Cabrera. A good turn to easily get Stephen Drew.
Actually, Garland moved up to third. That's the duo pulling it off together.
And that one hurt there.
Now what's the call to Joe West? He's sending Garland back to the bag. Did he call interference and immediately called the runner out?
He must have called runner's interference on Felipe Lopez. Maybe went too far out of the baseline to try to break up the double play. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary, but our old buddy Joe West must have, and that was a short argument. Let's see if Felipe goes a little bit too far out of the baseline. If you're able to reach the bag at all.
What do you think, Gracie?
Well, I think all Felipe had to do there was with his left hand maybe just give an effort to reach the bag. He never really gave the effort to reach the bag, so I think it looked a lot worse than it was. I think that was kind of a silly call, to be honest with you.
We'll bump into Joe a little bit later on in the tunnel. He'll give his explanation.
Give his explanation.
Good man, though.
One of our favorites.
Makes you smile all the time. He can sing some country music. One and 1 the count to Justin Upton. Sac fly and an RBI back in the first inning. Going to the All-Star game as a 21-year-old. He'd like to go in there warmed up a little bit. And it's been a quiet run for him. Looking for his first hit in the All-Star month, the month of July. Drive center field. I think he just got it. Justin Upton up, over, and out. It is gone.
Justin scalded the ball. His first time up for a sacrifice fly to center. This one, no sacrifice about it. Just over the yellow stripe in center field. Fastball crushed. Now it's just a matter, is it high enough to get over that line? Tough to tell from that angle, but it's a home run because Joe West said so.
Mark Reynolds out front, popped it up to the right side. Mark is erased, doesn't mean you stop the voting. His teammate picking him up there. Justin's already in. He can, when he gets home, vote, and he can also reflect on this bomb, snapping it over for the month. Trivia question.
I'm going to love it.
Well, you're not. Our Affleck trivia question since 1989 named the 5 Padres to start in an All-Star game. And with more on getting guys to the All-Star game and voting in general and passion, I think, if I understand it, let's find Todd Walsh. Todd?
Hey, guys, real quick, we're talking about Mark Reynolds in the All-Star process. We're encouraging people to vote. We just wanted to take a second to congratulate Christine Burkhardt, who won the contest here at Chase Field with the Arizona Diamondbacks for filling out. There's the first pitch. Christine, how many ballots did you fill out for the All-Star team?
50,000.
50,000.
50,000.
How long did it take?
About a month.
A month. And how many did you do at a time?
About 10.
10. And these are with the hanging chads and the dimple chads. Those are the actual paper ballots, right?
Yes.
10 at a time. What was your secret?
Just throw 10 at a time together and punch them with a pen. Make sure all the chads are off.
And now what are you doing now that you have completed that task?
So I'm still trying to get Mark Reynolds in there. We have to get him in there.
But how are you doing that? You going online, just hitting refresh?
I'm going online and doing about 100 of them a day.
We need more than that, Christine. I got to be honest. 50,000's kind of raised the bar. You understand?
Yeah, I guess that's what I did by doing 50,000 of them. But I'm doing about as many as I can every day, and hopefully everybody else will jump on the bandwagon and we can get him in there.
Well, in the true spirit of politics and asking for more, we really need more. So I'd like 1,000 by the end of the night, and then we'll talk again tomorrow.
Well, when I get home tonight, I can attempt to put out 1,000 of them tonight.
You have high-speed internet?
I do have high-speed.
Okay, so you got that beat. Okay.
Pretty quickly.
Okay. Well, that's good. You got the spirit of it. Maybe watch the re-air of the broadcast tomorrow afternoon. Watch the post-game show to air about 1,000 times tonight. Just keep hitting refresh, okay?
I was doing it as the game was going on yesterday.
Why are you here now? You should go home and vote. I'll bring a laptop with a wireless card. You want to do that?
I would absolutely. If I had a laptop, I would absolutely.
Darren Sutton has one in the booth. Maybe I'll bring it out later. We'll just hit refresh, okay?
We'll absolutely do it.
That's the spirit. That's how you win elections, guys.
Good for Christine.
Thanks, Christine.
Stop and I'll do it.
Christine, you rock. Christine rocks.
That's great.
You want more?
We always want more. 50,000 votes.
That's amazing.
50,000 all-star ballots. A passionate Diamondbacks
God
fan
love her.
awarded the honor by this organization for more votes than anyone else. Now we're going laptop on you. Now we're going home computer on you. And you have to vote that way. Guess what? He's not thinking about that at all right now. He's leaving it up to us.
He's trying to find a way to make a play behind John Garland after a leadoff double to Chase Headley.
Headley's got 2 hits. He is 2 for 2 with a run scored this evening. So that one is lifted down the line. It goes. Padres in the middle of a stretch in which they are playing 20 games in 20 days. It started June 23rd and it goes into the break.
Yuck.
They're 5-8 in their first 13 games in that span. Had a nice start to the year, but they've stumbled since. 35-49 overall.
Had a nice run there not too long ago, about a month ago, but then injuries just came a knocking. Jake Peavy, Chris Young. Well, when you're 1-2 starters go down, that makes for a tough track.
And for Bud Black, you think of it. You think of this series with Walter Silva and then Kevin Correa and Chad Godin, all 3 major league pitchers. I mean, Silva is a guy who has maybe because of that opening been bumped up. But there's a huge difference. If you're trotting out those 2 all-stars in a 3-game series, that gets the Diamondbacks' attention. And it should. Bouncing ball. Tony Clark plays it at about the belt, off to the left, and to the bag he goes. Taking a look ahead at what's brewing. Brought to you by our good friends with the Miller Brewing Company. And again, there is no Peavy, there is no Young, but there is Kevin Correa against Doug Davis and Max Scherzer against Chad Godin. That's right, folks. That game wasn't on television the other day in Cincy when Doug pitched and had another tough luck game. His ERA, that's correct, is 3.15 on the season.
And he's 3-8. It makes no sense. Not like Chad Godin's beard.
Almost like a hair waterfall. That one is over the inside corner. 0-1 the count. We might have to get another look at that if there's a chance.
That's
graphics is still available. I don't know if they're on break.
I think a beard like that deserves another look.
0-1 the count. Eliezer Alfonso and trying right now to leave that runner at third. This is not a strikeout pitcher. So he's going to need to knock it down and make a play or have that happen.
Well, jumping ahead 0-2 is always a good way to get a big out. Oh, there's Chad Godin and his beard. Wow. What do they call that? What kind of beard do they call that?
That is it's called a facial hair waterfall.
I'm with you.
Doug has, of course, the little skinny beard, whatever that's called.
Kind of like that.
Yes, that's his beard.
I just use this anyway.
0-2 the count.
Got the strikeout he needed, Darren Sutton. Really put some sink on a fastball in, and right over the top of it goes Alfonso for a big out number 2. You get 0-2, you put the hitter in swing mode. Look at the sink and the run right past Alfonso inside, down around his back ankle. That's a heck of a pitch.
Only 10% of the strikes that he gets are swinging strikes. League average is 15, so well below the league average for that, but he picked a great time to pitch in one of those 10%. Changeup flutters away. Rodriguez. That one is away, and the count is 2-0.
Garland throwing the 1-0 changeup to the left-handed hitter.
It's a pitch you look for a lot in his repertoire. Lefties be wise to lay off it. He did. Fastball is wide. Pitching carefully.
Yeah, it's almost as he's pitching around the 200 hitting Luis Rodriguez to get to the 429 hitting Silva on deck.
I knew that was coming. Walter Silva already has a hit. He is 3 for 7 in this game. Yep, pitched right around him, no doubt about it.
During D-backs games, join other fans for the in-game discussions that are taking place on Fox Sports Arizona's Facebook page. Voice your opinion, give your predictions, and tell everyone what you think about what's happening by checking us out on www.facebook.com/Fox Sports Arizona. You a Facebook guy, Darren? I know you are.
I visit. I don't have my own page. I let Fox Sports Arizona have their own page. I don't want to step into their world, but I tell you, they've been a big part of the vote for Mark Reynolds campaign. So it's worth visiting. And worth visiting here is the dugout if you're John Garland, getting back in there.
Yeah, your team just got a big 2-run homer from Justin Upton to give you the lead right back. Now all you need to do is retire the opposing pitcher who can hit, and you can do it.
He's pitching him like a hitter, isn't he?
Yeah, that's back-to-back breaking balls there.
John here at home has really been bitten by the offensive bug. This ballpark has not treated him well. In 8 starts, his ERA is 7.5. On the road, it's 5 runs lower. Make pitches like that, you'll be just fine. 1-2 the count. He is hitterish, I'll tell you this. That 3 for 7 is not an accident.
I would imagine in the Mexican leagues, he probably, between starts, might play some DH or play a position.
Walter Silva. Got him, and he strands him. John Garland gets his club back in the dugout. Locks him up. A pair of strikeouts. Since 1989, the 5 Padres to start in an all-star game. A very good question. We got a lot going on, so we did not have the buzzer and the bell, which I know you fans absolutely adore. But Tony Gwynn, Benito Santiago, the crime dog, Ken Caminiti, and Jake Peavy. It's a great question.
Miguel Montero is going to step in, and he's going to start the bottom of the 4th inning.
So you didn't like the question. Hot shot, right field, base hit.
I like that result. A lot better than the question.
Anytime you go into denial play-by-play, I know you don't like it. By the way, if a D-backs homer hits the Gila River Casino's hit and win sign here this inning, a lucky fan watching on television tonight will win $430,000. $430,000.
Golly.
Visit dbacks.com/hit-and-win. Oh, my goodness. How about this name that I'm supposed to say tonight?
What do you got? Want to be the first to wish you the best of luck?
And I pride myself, my 5 years in Wisconsin, and being married to a beautiful young lady of Polish descent. I pride myself in challenging names. I really do. I'm a little bit tied up on this one. I'll give it to you in a minute. 1-0 the count.
Grace.
Hot shot, base hit, right field, back-to-back hits. The Venezuelan duo of Montero and Park. Those are names I can clearly say.
All right, I want to see the swing first. Well, that's just nice and short and right to the point. Bang, into right field it goes. I want to hear you do this name, Darren Sutton.
It's SUSZZEWIEZ.
Coach K.
Sushwiez is kind of what I'm thinking. Sushwiez. Tim Sushwiez.
I need to see it spelled.
Take a look and see what you think. Kim, we wish you good luck, though. You're a fan, and that's all we care about.
Nope, can't find it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Here is Tony with a couple of runners out there. Fouls it off, nubs it down the line.
Sushewitz.
Suchowitz.
Suchowitz.
Suchowitz. Suchowitz.
Good luck, Kim.
Huh. I mean, that is. There are plenty of relievers down there, by the way, in that bullpen for the San Diego Padres. 9 to be specific.
Oh, my goodness.
He has Bud Black right now, 3 bench players. Bud said kiddingly before the game as he sits next to great baseball mind Ted Simmons. Said before the game, Sut, hoping to get to 2 bench players tomorrow. Let's see what we can do. Mike Ekstrom is warming. You know Buddy Black. That's
funny
a
guy.
high slider. 1 and 2. Sushewitz is what you're going with.
I'm saying Sushewitz.
I think you're right. I think I got a little too off kilter. I think you're right. Sushewitz. SUSZZEWIEZ. Sushewitz. Golly. Kim. 1 and 2 the count. Sushewitz.
All those years in Wisconsin, you never had a Sushewitz?
I never seen a name like that, my friend. Don't act like it's that easy. A roller to the right side. There's one, and Tony legs it out. Runners on first and third. Sushewitz. Thank you.
Thank you.
I tell you, we didn't have a chance to have the bell or the buzzer. I said Sushwiez. What do you think of Sushwiez?
I think it's Sushewitz.
Sushewitz.
We might have to have Kim just call us up and find out. Anybody got the governor's cell phone number?
I don't think we should do that.
No? Okay.
No.
What about the Candyman?
I have that one.
The old Bill Martin probably should have Kim give him a call.
1-0 the count to Chris Young. Sushwiez. That was embarrassing. I am very sorry to all my viewers from the Midwest, all those of Polish descent. That was embarrassing. Apologize to my wife.
It's been in your family for years.
My goodness. That one is low.
What got under my skin a little bit there is you crowed on and on about how you take pride in pronouncing those names.
Right, but I said I'm not going to do a good job on this one. That was my lead-in.
I'm not sure you could have butchered that one
know.
any worse.
I know. That
That's
one is a
all
strike. 2-1 the count. I had Kim not from the Midwest or of Polish descent. I actually had her from Monterrey, Mexico, where Walter Silva played, because if you go Sushwiez, that would be more of a Latin
make
hint.
more sense, sure.
Chris Young takes low. The count is 3-1. Taking a lot of pitches. See if he wants to drive it in the gap.
I would imagine with John Garland on deck, I wouldn't be looking for a fastball right here if I was Chris Young. Let's see if he can get something out in the outfield for he got a slider and he swung and missed it. Well, we didn't think a fastball was coming, Darren. I would imagine more of the same right here. Swoosh we has. Oh, he got a slider and he got a hanging slider. Boy, look at this one. This is just center cut. Oh, dear.
Just a quick update. I just received word that Kim is here in the ballpark. We are reaching out to get the official pronunciation.
I love it.
The 3-2. Low, ball 4, take it again. And he draws a walk. A strikeout and a walk over his last 23 games, now including tonight. He's walked 20 times.
Yeah, right now, I guarantee you, Darren Sutton. Yeah, he walked, and that's always a positive. Buddy Black's going to come make a move. But right now, I bet you he's talking to Lorenzo Bundy at first base about that hanging slider that he fouled back. That in the past, it would have been in the seats for a 3-run homer.
Buddy Black's got bullpen action. Continues the conversation. He's got to move to the bullpen. So he will make a call. You know what? If you're not believing in what your starter is doing and he has struggled and you have 9 guys in that pen, go get him.
Go get him. That's what they're out there for.
Bullpen move to face the pitcher. We'll reset when we come back. Tough evening for Mr. Silva as he has to give way. It's been a tough time in the big leagues thus far. The ERA of nearly 9. And we want to remind all of you that you just got to hop online. Vote for Mark Reynolds. And then when you get him to the All-Star game, you can check him out. It's July 14th on Fox from St. Louis. Now Mark can just stay there in St. Louis. Maybe head back east if he wants for a couple of days because his Diamondbacks head to St. Louis. As you vote on dbacks.com. Walter Silva's numbers. Got a bunch of base runners out there, though.
John Garland with a big chance to help himself here. Add on to the lead. He's going to be asked to add on against the young right-hander, Eklund.
He goes to work, and the pitch is away. 1-0 the count.
Eklund, I meant Ekstrom.
Mike Ekstrom, just up from AAA. You see the bases are full of Diamondbacks. In Portland this year in AAA, 45 1/3 innings, a 1.99 ERA. Last 12, he has really been dealing. It's below 1. Popped it up. Going back on it is Rodriguez. He is there to make the play.
So Garland unable to help himself. So Ekstrom a huge out right there. He just challenged John Garland with a fastball down the middle and got him to pop it up. So now it's up to Felipe Lopez to try to put a big number on the board and provide John Garland with a little more help.
He's already had a good night. He's had a Couple of singles. He's got a run scored. Hits just 220. With runners in scoring position, you can see the differences offensively. And you can see the on-base percentage there as well. Bouncing ball, bad hop. Gonzalez stays with it. And the Diamondbacks come up empty. Garland and Lopez unable to get it done. They do lead it by a score of 3-2. Sushwias. On this date, 2002, Randy Johnson sits down Benito Santiago, moving to 6th all-time at the time on Major League Baseball's all-time strikeout list. On that evening, he passed right-hander Don Sutton, who had more than 3,700 strikeouts in his career. Randy would go on and on from there. And a good memory, very good memory.
Where is Pops on the all-time list, Darren? As we speak, do you know?
I'm printing her up right now.
He's
I think
at
7 because the guys that had moved ahead of him at that time. I'll never forget number 3,000, Alan Bannister, years and years ago. It was a magic number. I tell you, you set out to get 3,000 strikeouts.
It was a boatload.
That was a big night against Cleveland in the old county stadium. Remember that ballpark, Mark Grace?
I didn't play in.
Ever visit? Never been?
Oh, you're talking about Milwaukee or Cleveland?
Milwaukee's county stadium.
Oh, yeah, I played in County Stadium many times. I thought you were talking about the old Cleveland ballpark.
What was that called? The old Municipal Stadium?
Municipal Stadium in Cleveland. Right out there on the edge of the lake.
Beautiful.
There really wasn't anything beautiful about it, to be honest with you, but Rock and Roll Museum's really nice.
That one on the inside corner.
Why? Why do you run off like that on a 3-0 pitch that's right down the middle? That's not a way to get calls from an umpire.
Yeah, you better swing it, pal.
Yeah.
Everett Cabrera.
And especially when you've got about a week in the big leagues.
Oh, it there again, John Garland. That one is lifted into the seats. Yeah, that exact number, by the way, for Mr. Sutton. 3,574, so I gave him a few more. 3,574. It's fun to look at numbers sometimes, or days gone by. How about 178 complete games?
Who did that?
My father.
Wow.
It's funny when you go back and you respect certainly those that have played the game now and dominated, that are on that list, like Randy. Gaylord Perry just below on the strikeout list, 35-34. He completed 303 in his career. Now the kids are taking over the game. They got quality starts.
Ugh.
I knew I'd get you on that one. We need kids voting, by the way. We need get mom and dad to say it's all right to hop online. Visit dbacks.com and just vote and vote and vote. Maybe mom and dad will bring you in a hot fudge sundae, something to keep that energy up.
That's right. Quick energy. Well, really big lead by Cabrera at first base.
Got 4 stolen bases. Just a reminder, if you're coming to the game tomorrow with mom and dad, when you walk into that rotunda, you need to kind of come early.
You just might be surprised what you see.
We might bump into you. We may have something really special in store. That's part of Super Tuesday tomorrow, Election Day. That one is low. 1-0 the count. All right, let's see. This is, of course, the rotunda. Beautiful. Folks taking a walk out there right now, stretching their legs.
Probably going to vote.
All right, Mark Grace against the left-hander on 1-0. He threw a fastball, not the changeup away.
Not the changeup that time.
Tony's grounded out a couple of times. Tony, that batting average at .290. 26 years old, out of San Diego State.
One of the brighter players in all of baseball. Thinking man's ball player, no question.
Cut fastball in, snap throw. And Everth is back standing up. 2-1 the count.
That's a big secondary. Montero comes out, but back easily is Cabrera. And a 2-1 pitch coming to Tony Gwynn. John Garland love a ground ball.
Better be right at him. Couple of guys that can run. Let's watch. Instead, it's a line drive into center field and a base hit.
Look out. That's the old chuck and duck right there.
So Tony is 1 for 3 in this ball game.
Bang, right back at John Garland. Get out of the way of those. And unfortunately, Adrian Gonzalez is going to come up with a couple of men on base. That's just a fastball. Belt tie right down the middle.
A visit out from Stottlemyre. Stottlemyre to discuss things.
Just some stretching down in the Diamondback bullpen. Nobody really throwing yet.
Diamondbacks have to wait a little while longer without 9 pitchers down there.
Yeah.
First baseman Adrian Gonzalez.
That's certainly safe to say. Well, this is just a dangerous, dangerous spot to have to be facing Adrian Gonzalez. You really can't pitch around him right here. You got the bases. I'm sorry, first and second, nobody out. The base will be loaded if you pitch around him.
Key when you look at that, by the way, you see that 213 average with runners in scoring position. The end of the line there, the walks. He's just not. We remember numbers like that when Adam Dunn arrived last year. He'd hit about 220 with runners in scoring position. His on base was about 440 because they just rarely gave him a chance.
Well, and also, Adam Dunn, he just did not swing at anything that was out of the strike zone. He wouldn't expand the strike zone even an inch or two with the guy on third and less than 2 outs.
1-1 the count. Adrian, 27 years old, born and raised in the area in San Diego. Recent article in a national sports publication talking about the possibility of people coming and prying him away from the Padres. He said the Padres will do what they have to do, but I am not seeking a way out of here. This is my team. I grew up with it. We'll go through the growth together. There's not a lot of protection for him. It's tough. The patience he has to exhibit as a hitter. You know, A.J. Hinch, when he looks at that lineup, it's not a knock on Kevin Kuzminoff, but this is the guy that just, you have no chance to let him beat you. It just can't happen.
Well, you shouldn't. You hate to get in the situation where you have to pitch to him.
Bouncing ball, he goes the other way. What a pretty piece of hitting. It's kicked in left field, but that will not advance a runner. Come on, boys, stick a fork in it out there. That did not advance a runner, though. Adrian Gonzalez, that was a thing of beauty, wasn't it? That's letting it travel.
When you got a big shift on, and that's the interesting thing. Stephen Drew playing almost directly behind second base, but yet the pitches are outside to a guy that really is very good at going the other way.
Both teams with 3 runs and 7 hits. Nobody out, though. Runners on first and third for Kuzminoff, who hits it on the line. Stephen Drew with the play.
Well, that's a big play there by Stephen Drew. Tough luck there for Kevin Kuzminoff. He does everything you're supposed to do in a situation like this. Just rips it back up the middle. Stephen Drew making a diving play to his left for a huge first out of the inning.
So now you look for your ground ball again. Last 4+ seasons, 4.5 including this year, John Garland over 100 double plays rolled up. That puts him in the top 5 in all of baseball. This one, though, in on the hands. What a pitch. A second big out. Once vote for Mark puts it away.
He just went deep inside into the body, into the belly button of Chase Headley with a good cut fastball inside and got an easy pop up.
Yeah, he made a pitch.
Watch him just go way deep inside and nothing Headley can do there but just pop it up off his fist. Better than the waffle iron, didn't even like waffles.
So runners on first and third, both teams with 3 runs and 7 hits. The Diamondbacks with the game's lone error. And here is Will Venable. Change up, but it's a strike. Will, the son of Max Venable, who played 12 years in the big leagues for the Giants, the Expos, and the Reds, now a coach in the Cincinnati organization. And he went to Princeton. That pitch is in, 1-1.
Probably had trouble getting into San Diego State.
Yeah, things opened up at Princeton where he played baseball and basketball, played in the NCAA tournament in 2005, had 16 points and 8 rebounds in the Tigers' first round loss to Texas. This time, though, he's in the hole 1-2. That's making a statement, isn't it, Mark Grace, on the college basketball level?
Yeah, 16 and 8 in a NCAA tournament contest against Texas. That's an athlete. Probably going to be a good first baseman someday.
Anyway, Tony Clark, also a guy that played at that level. Chris Young, big Princeton guy as well.
The Chris Young pitcher for the Padres. Yes.
A Princeton guy.
That Chris Young's from Houston.
I'd imagine a shooting guard.
Yeah. Quick guy out in front.
The 1-2. Pitch dives down and away. Venable was a senior in a game in 2004. Scored 21 points against Duke in a regular season game. You hope he's the third out. And on the hands, foul ball. Boy, that might have played it both of them.
Boy, big break. And it was just foul. A hanging breaking ball there from John Garland. And Will Venable even hitting 146. Even 146 hitters can hit those. It's just about a foot foul. John Garland needing to make a little better pitch this time.
Tied at 3. Twos across the board. A topper. This is going to be tough. Garland takes it, tags it, and in time for the out.
It's a
nice
pretty
play.
good job right there of John Garland, only giving up one there in the top of the 5th.
To summarize things, it was a great job there by the veteran right-hander getting out of a jam. Runners on first and third with nobody out. That keeps it at 3-3. Upton with a homer. And don't forget about Chris Snyder bobblehead day, giving away the first 25,000 fans this Saturday. Plus one of 10 lucky fans could get a chance to receive the special edition bobblehead autographed by Chris Snyder.
Man, I hope I get the one without the mask. I'd like to see his face.
Well, they all have masks. If you'd like to see his face, you can just remove it yourself.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great.
Call 602-514-8400 or hop online to dbacks.com on the internet. I like to call him Snide Piece. And that's one of the better nicknames.
It is.
As that one is away. 2-0 to Stephen Drew. Justin Upton waits on deck, looking to unlock this tie ball game. Drew, Upton, and Reynolds this inning. Stephen from Ekstrom takes the pitch that grabs the outside corner.
Padres had a long contest yesterday afternoon against the Dodgers. They scored 5 in the bottom of the 9th to tie the Dodgers off a big Jonathan Broxton.
Bob picked up. Kevin Kuzminoff is there to make the play.
They went 15, so they're going to have some relievers go a long ways here again this evening.
Justin Upton hoping that it doesn't matter if he can do this again. This snapped an 0 for the month. He was 0 for 18.
That's kind of the way Justin's been this year. He's been the peaks and valleys guy. The valleys have been pretty deep, but boy, the peak's been something special. That one just eats him alive.
And the pitch in on the hands. Upton is erased, as Gracie talks about. Well, here comes Mark Reynolds. Our cool play of the game. And certainly a good one. Bunch of our good friends with Chaz Robert, heating and air conditioning.
Come on, pick it up. Come on, pick it up.
Yes, vote for Mark. Even back in Philadelphia, vote for Mark.
Me being St. Louis, I like it. That one bounces in there. You know, we challenged you folks, if you had a chance to maybe design a golf shirt or something and drop it by the ballpark, we'd be glad to show it off. Maybe even wear it tomorrow during Super Tuesday. Well, our good friend Kyle Laudenslager stepped up. How about that t-shirt? Designed it. It is in print.
Get out the vote for number 27.
And Gracie and I, that was designed on his own. That was his own design.
That's very cool.
Blessed by the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, look at the Diamondback logo there on the right side. Vote for Mark Reynolds. Because he's about to hit this 2-0 pitch out of the ballpark.
Oh, we have a shot that has been called. All right, folks.
Watch and enjoy. Ah, see, he didn't throw him a strike.
But thank you, Kyle. Kyle over there working with Ping Golf.
Oh, man. Been over there. Beautiful area over there to hit golf balls. And, well, that was almost like a pitch around right there. Didn't want to mess with the sheriff. Whoa.
The youngster doesn't like it.
Catcher Miguel Montero.
So good looking t-shirt, and we appreciate the effort. By the way, we have a great radio affiliate, KATO, an affiliate in Safford. They're on the Mark Reynolds bandwagon.
I like it.
Lee Patterson up there leading the charge. They stopped by and visited one of our Twitter accounts, D-Backs Booth on Twitter. Scott Snyder in charge of managing that one. He's having a really tough year, but he's doing all right on Twitter. Runner goes, Mark Reynolds. He stole it. Will he move up? I don't know that ball. Did it nick him?
I think the forearm of the shortstop, Everett Cabrera, might have got him in the forehead. But another stolen base for Mark Reynolds. There's the throw. It's high. Let's see if the forearm got him. No, he got it. He got everything out of there, but he's okay. And a runner in scoring position.
So Mark Reynolds with stolen base number 14. 14 stolen bases gives him one more than a man who is known as the Flying Hawaiian. Seems like he's doing the flying.
Shane Victorino
has 13.
And he's a speed guy. So Mark Reynolds, just another reason to send him to the All-Star game.
Montero, a big swing.
That's one of those where if Miguel just puts a short, quick swing on pitches like that, yeah, he can hit him out of the ballpark with that big swing. Boy, in that situation right there, just a nice crisp swing and a base hit up the middle, something like that. Take that too, wouldn't you, Darren?
You bet. See if he can deliver it. Maybe slap something to left. Since Chris Snyder went on the disabled list, this gentleman, Miguel Montero, has seized the day. He's hitting .316. He is 4 for 9 with runners in scoring position during that time.
Chacarron.
Chacarron is right. The 2-1. Got him to pop it up. Long run for Gwynn as he comes in. He is under it. He makes the play for the out.
supposed to be at Chase Field last July to celebrate your 60th birthday. You couldn't make it. Can you tell the fans at home why you couldn't make it?
Well, unfortunately, last year about this time I had a helicopter crash, and I was involved in an incident and asked for it. We're going to pick up a patient. Sadly, our helicopter crashed, and I was in hospital for about a week in Flagstaff and ICU for another week. Eventually went into rehab for another 2 months. And I've been up and around for about 4 months now and just went back to work last week.
You sort of glossed over that, so let me get back to it. You were in a helicopter. You were working, an EMS technician, correct?
Paramedic, yes.
Paramedic. You crashed. You survived. You were rehab, and that's why you couldn't make it here?
That's right. And I had planned to go for my birthday to the game. Wasn't able to go. So my wife turned the tickets over to these friends of mine, and they brought me in here today, so I appreciate that.
On behalf of your wife, Gloria,
yes,
and the Arizona Diamondbacks, we wanted to say hello to you and congratulate you on making it all the way back for your 61st birthday, Don.
Appreciate that very much. Thank you very much, Todd.
How about that, guys?
Awesome.
And Don, by the way, while you're at it tonight, I don't know if you're going to go online, but would you mind voting for Mark Reynolds for the All-Star game?
Absolutely, I will. Mark deserves it. He should, yeah.
Well, on a serious note, everyone here, I know I speak for Fox Sports Arizona and the Diamondbacks, thank you to you and all the EMS personnel all over this great state of Arizona. We see you in harm's way all the time, and you're emblematic of that, Don.
Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it.
How about that, guys?
Well, I'll tell you, Todd, that was an incredible conversation. Wow. Thank you for doing that. Oh, sir, that was.
Don't ever apologize.
Yeah, don't ever apologize. What a class man in harm's way for the safety of all of us. 3-1 the count. Sushwiz.
Did we ever find out the right pronunciation?
We have a way to contact. We were trying to make contact during the Gila River home run inning. Just unable to make contact. Of course, we keep an eye on what's going on with our other candidate, Sean Figgins. A nice exchange with the Angels. They endorse Mark Reynolds. We endorse Sean Figgins when you vote for the All-Star game. As that one is rolled.
How's he doing, Sean Figgins?
Well, his club, the Angels, they're leading by a score of 5-2. Figgins has scored a run tonight. He walked, which is what you should do if you want to make the All-Star team. If you're speedy, you find your way on. And he found his way on. He has scored a run. In support of Jared Weaver, the Angels lead the Rangers by a score of 5-2. Vote for Sean Figgins and vote for Mark Reynolds. That one into center field. Chris Young playing on a hop. Eliezer Alfonso with a base hit.
Second baseman Luis Rodriguez.
A lot of base runners for the San Diego Padres. That's 8 hits now here with nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. 100 pitches for John Garland. Looking for a big double play ball now off the bat of Luis Rodriguez. Still just kind of milling about. That's Glenn Sherlock, the bullpen coach. He's not getting loose.
That one belted deep right field. Justin's got it.
What a play. What a play by that gazelle named Justin Upton. Boy, what a great job. This ball is creamed into the gap.
Pitcher Mike Ekstrom.
Justin just got on his horse and ran it down and saved a run. What a super play by the 21-year-old Justin Upton. I still can't believe it.
Made a play earlier, a similar play with Everth Cabrera hitting. Closed the gap, the second fine play of the ball game. Bunted to the right side. Ekstrom trying to eat some innings. Tony Clark fields and fires. A little flip. And a sac bunt moves him on.
Pretty well done right there by Ekstrom.
So now here is Everth Cabrera. Sean Figgins walked again, by the way.
Steal a base.
Not yet.
Got to vote for him. And Mark Reynolds is Juan Gutierrez. Starting to rock and fire out in the bullpen.
Kind of working through the grassroots way. We talked about A.J. Hinch maybe going on the radio in Oklahoma. I know you're calling around the country.
Arkansas, calling around Arkansas and Philadelphia. Families in Arkansas, friends in Philadelphia. Got to talk him out of both for Shane Victorino. Mark Reynolds. Yep.
That pitch is high. Also going kind of in the world of the internet, the community that creates and communicates around baseball. Jim McLennan's great website, AZ Snake Pit, has put together a dream ticket. Graphic right there. Mark Reynolds, Sean Figginter. Dream ticket.
Can't imagine a better ticket. President and vice president.
So the folks over on a similar site at Halo's Heaven, we expect the same kind of support. We're supporting your guy, and on Halo's Heaven, if you're listening, if you're watching, get together. We need your help with Mark Reynolds.
Need your help badly.
Oh, it's game time. Had to stop voting, but no one's at the sign. I think they're voting.
Probably voting. Oh, I can't wait for Super Tuesday.
Oh my goodness.
Oh dear. That one hurt my feelings.
He came into the kitchen, just like kitchens around America. Grab your laptop and vote for Mark. Good to be back home. The best tape room in the land. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Well done, gentlemen. Good stuff focused around that man. We have the phone calls. We have the sports talk radio shows, the exchanges with the other broadcasters that we are working on. We have the blogging world. We have all the communications going on.
Need all the help we can get. Jack Howell voted.
Jack's been voting a lot.
He has.
Very internet savvy. You can vote as many times as you want. That's the key. You know the best part about voting for Mark, though, tonight? Oh my goodness. Somehow, excellent lives to tell about it.
How did that one miss him? That was a missile that could have really done some damage to young Mike Exler. How does this ball miss him? Oh, I think it may have grazed a glove or something, but he's all right, thank goodness. Look out.
So now Tony Clark.
By the way, how pretty was that swing?
Ball stays out over the plate, and he didn't try to pull it at all. You played with and behind and against Greg Maddux a lot.
Yes.
When he would leave sinkers out over on occasion, the good hitters, that's why he got hit a lot. That's
he got
why
smoked more than any pitcher I can remember. Because if you when you pitch away like he did, a lot of times those balls come right back up the box. That's why he forced himself to be a great fielder, because he got a lot of balls back his way, some harder than others.
Three runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Padres. They've stranded 7. 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Diamondbacks. They've stranded 5. All right, TC. How about career home run number 252? Broken bat roller, middle of the diamond. There's one. Instead, it's a couple of outs with one broken swing of the bat. 4-6-3. And a similar pitch, and you learn if you don't take it right back through the middle what can happen if you try to pull it.
You get a sinker on the outside corner. If you try to pull that pitch, that's going to be the result just about every time. An easy ground ball to second and a double play ball.
Pitch is low, 1-0 the count. Oh, it seems that walk that Sean Figgin so dutifully earned in Southern California sparked the Angels. They now lead Texas 9-2 in the 5th inning with Alex Romero on deck. That one is up and in. So just a reminder, when you punch both tickets, punch one for Mark Reynolds.
Mark Reynolds, Sean Figgins.
Sean Figgins. Unless there's another team out there with a better offer. Right now, the Angels are really stepping up. I've communicated with several key people. You've heard from the Tigers?
Oh, yeah, I've heard from the Tigers there.
What are they
talking
pitching?
about Brandon Inge.
They can talk all they want, but there's been nothing proposed. Texas Rangers. Ian Kinsler in Arizona. That one in on the hands, popped up. Young comes up empty, as do the Diamondbacks. We roll on. Plenty of time to vote, but you got to score some runs soon. Score. Taking a peek with our friends at freecreditreport.com. Know your score. Log on to freecreditreport.com for more information. Sean Figgins has been on a couple of times as we take a look at division leaders in the American League. You can see what is going on with the A's and Brett Anderson.
Former Diamondback.
That's exactly right. A fine effort. Willie Bloomquist for the Kansas City Royals.
Former Sun Devil.
On the Tigers. That's exactly right. Friend of the show.
Yeah. Had a great game. The Tigers are starting to go kaput.
Are they now?
They need to make us an offer.
I think they do. Scott Schoenweiss takes over. And the left-hander had a couple of fine matchups with future Hall of Famer Todd Helton, didn't he, this weekend?
Well, he dominated Todd Helton, struck him out, made him look bad a couple of times. He's going to face, well, another Hall of Famer and Tony Gwynn. So let's see if he can keep up the good work against the Hall of Famers.
That's actually his son.
Oh,
that's not Tony Gwynn, the Hall of Famer.
I'm sorry about that.
That's a strike. 0-1 the count. It's a good thought. I like where you're going with it.
That's two beautiful fastballs right to the inside corner and just froze Tony Gwynn. Junior.
That's exactly right. Former Brewer. Kind of glad to be freed up. Just they weren't finding a spot for him. He's got a spot back home and see what he can do with it. That one, a breaking ball, fly ball, dumps it in there. So Tony Gwynn reaches. Lefty on lefty.
First baseman Adrian Gonzalez.
Taking a peek at our high-speed internet, brought to you by Quest and their high-speed pitch tonight. Both starters gone from the game now. Walter Silva, that's about tops for him. John Garland, by the way, the line on John: 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, a couple of walks and 4 strikeouts. Right down the middle. We have received positive affirmation from the internet world, where a lot more goes on than you people can imagine with regard to spreading baseball passion and knowledge. The folks at Halo's Heaven over in Southern California, they're all in for Mark Reynolds.
Are they?
They're all in.
Nice. Are they voting?
Oh, they're voting for Sean and for Mark. We pitched a similar deal to the folks at LoneStarBall.com. They cover the Texas Rangers. Not interested.
Not interested.
Not interested. We pitched them a deal.
Well,
Halo's Heaven. That's a team that signed me my first pro contract. The Angels. All in. They're all in. So a big group formed together. The 1-1. Instead, he fires it over. Spoke with Rex Hudler this morning.
Like Ian Kinsler a lot, but hope he loses.
1-1 the count to Adrian Gonzalez.
That's part of politics, you know. Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Here, I'll do this for you, but what are you going to do for me?
Well, it has to. There's got to be some give and take.
Yeah. Guess they don't get that in Texas.
Drives him back to the bag again. Oh, very nice.
There. See, that's all part of that's the part of give and take in politics. You know?
And you can vote for both guys right there at dbacks.com. Runner goes. Pitch is low. It kicks away from Montero. Would have stolen it anyway. Had a huge jump on Scott Schoenweiss. So Gwynn now with 3 stolen bases.
Boy, a great jump. There would have been no chance for Montero anyway, but he kicked it. Tony Gwynn now in scoring position. Nobody out.
Bouncing ball. Tony Clark on a backhand. Schoenweiss covers. That'll move the runner over.
So a productive out there from Adrian Gonzalez. He'll get some high fives in his dugout.
Third baseman Kevin Kuzma.
Yes, he will. That's good team baseball right there.
So A.J. Hinch has his lefty. He is putting together a double switch. Parra will move to center. Romero will move to left. and we will step aside. We'll reset the situation in the Diamondbacks lineup for you in just a moment.
What we got?
Sports Arizona's Good Sport of the Week. It's announced every Friday during the Miller Lite Diamondbacks Live pregame. If you have a good sports story, email it to www.foxsportsarizona@foxsports.net. It just might become our Good Sport of the Week.
At the plate for San Diego, third baseman Kevin Kuzmanoff.
Can you text in a vote?
I would imagine you can.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what she's doing. Mark Reynolds.
Juan Gutierrez goes to work. Last 6 appearances, 7 innings. 1 run allowed, an ERA of 1.29. Infield drawn in.
And he draws a short straw here. You got runner on third with great speed. And Tony Gwynn with 1 out. And cleanup hitter Kevin Kuzmanoff to have to deal with.
Romero, as you saw, is in left field. He now bats in the 9 slot. Gutierrez is in the 8 slot as the pitcher. The 1-0. That one is low. 2-0 the count. Kuzmanoff hitless in his last 13 opportunities with runners in scoring position.
Only a .228 hitter. So if you make your pitches to Kuzmanoff, you can get him out. Let's see what he decides to go with here with the 2-0 pitch.
That one is belted deep left field to the corner. It goes. That one high off the wall. Romero has to play it on the backhand by inches. Literally inches. It missed of going out of here.
Well, if you make your pitches, you can get Kuzmanoff out. But boy, when you go 2-0 and throw it right down Broadway, yeah, it's going to make a loud sound. Bang! Right down the middle, belt high, after falling behind 2-0. Kuzmanoff does what you're supposed to do at this level with that pitch, and that's hammer.
Four to 3 the score. The Padres lead it.
That run is charged to Scott Schoenweiss. Change up there to get the swing and miss.
Carlin went 6 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 earned. Now gives it over to Scott and then Gutierrez. 2-1 the count. Over the inside. Two and two. Given center field, easy chance there. Under it. Makes the play and uncorks a beautiful throw. Right back to the bag.
Right fielder Will Benham.
First batter efficiency. It has been a struggle for this bullpen all year long. Tony Gwynn, first batter gets a hit. Kevin Kuzminoff, first batter gets a hit.
And that led to the go-ahead run. Now the Diamondbacks with another uphill climb here in their home ballpark. That was one of our themes as we came on the air tonight, Darren Sutton. Todd Walsh and I talked about it. You and I talked about it. I'll find a way to start winning some games at home. The worst record in all the major leagues at home.
And you have to defend. Even a team like the Padres, who have had a tough year. San Diego, they defend their home turf. They've had a really tough go on the road, but they're 23-20 at home. Firestone leaderboard, those that have struggled in their own house. Broken bat, look out. Stevie Lou is there. Oh my goodness.
Had enough of those maple bats yet? Just got to get rid of them. Unfortunately, our words always seem to fall on deaf ears, Darren Sutton. But I mean, that could have really hurt and maimed Gutierrez. And we've seen those javelins go into the crowd, go into the stands. We've seen fans injured. When is enough going to be enough? Got to go to the ash bats. They're not near as dangerous for the players, for the coaches, and most importantly, for the fans.
Didn't work, Mark Grace, that move.
Has it ever?
Once. You weren't here, so you don't believe that it worked in Atlanta.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me about that. We still don't have video of it, so.
Breaking ball
probably
to the
didn't
dandy.
happen.
A high slider, but a strike, and he'll take it to Eliezer Alfonso. 0-2 the count. Got him with a slider. 4-3, though, the Padres grab the lead.
politics. We got to find another club to vote for Mark Reynolds.
Exactly. Stick around post-game. Dig it in. We'll talk about why Mark Reynolds should go to the All-Star game. So, guys, back to you. I'm going to do some more voting here. Hit the refresh button.
Very, very good stuff.
Interesting.
Very, very good stuff.
What do you think there, Darren?
Well, I received word from a high-ranking representative, literally as that story was being passed along from a writer based in New York, Mark Newman. Very nice man, but based in New York.
So he's really not in the know.
That it is for awareness only. It is for awareness only. They're pointing out that both Southern California players are available, and that is only being shared on MLB.com. On the telecast, Angels TV, vote for Mark Reynolds.
Yes! Now we're talking as Greg Burke comes on. He's going to try to put up a goose egg here in the 7th inning. 4-3 San Diego. Vote for Mark Reynolds and Sean Figgins.
Burke knocks it down. We're not going to be swayed, folks. We're not going to be swayed by rumors and innuendo.
No.
We do the right thing. It's a bad electoral college strategy anyway. They need Arizona. You just can't take California and win it all.
No, you can't.
And they know it.
Just like you can't take New York and win it all.
Deals can be struck on websites, and we respect that, and strike it all you want, but it's a telecast. Handshake with Rex Hudler.
That's right. We can't let Super Rex down. Rex the wonder dog. We got to be true to our word with Rex.
Article written by a good writer, too. Handles the ML blocks and stuff. Mark Newman, based in New York.
No, not very big league.
Boy, that article's really stirred things up in-house, though. Folks running to the booth, checking on it, executives.
Really?
A lot of concern going on. Something that's just meant to be fun.
Good. Vote for Mark Reynolds and vote for Sean Figgins.
Felipe Lopez. Off speed, way out front. 1-1 the count. Now, if we receive official word, and I just received official word from a very honest man, a high-ranking representative out there, that there has been further deals that are brokered. We're free agents, baby. If that happens,
of course.
Call will be made. We'll be calling Hockey Town.
We can be bribed.
The 1-1.
Or at least I can.
Well, I can as well.
Always looking for envelopes.
We do know that there has been an official deal struck with a couple of websites that passionately follow the game.
We have a freezer right over in the booth that we can store plenty of cash.
It's not cold beer. The 1-2. Topper to the right side.
Choice made by Scott Snyder.
As a Tigers fan. Brandon Inge on that list. Let it be known, though, that it will only become available if we find out there is true dirty politics going on. We do know you have to vote for that man. That's the bottom line.
Without a doubt.
If you feel the need to vote your conscience on the other side, then do so. Popped up. Shallow center. That one's in there on a tumble. Felipe Lopez takes a turn. Here we go.
3 more hits for Felipe Lopez. A great effort there by Cabrera. But just right out there in no man's land it goes. A little broken bat single. He reaches back and just whiffs it. That didn't look like Larry Fitzgerald.
Not as much.
No.
So here is Stephen Drew. He's single. Grounded into a double play and popped up to third.
Time for him to break out and drive one in the gap.
I love it when he drives one in the gap. One and 0 the count. Boy, it's a fast-paced life in politics. I'm learning already.
Are you? What are you finding out?
Well, word travels fast. And rumors take over.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to talk about our foreign policy tomorrow on Super Tuesday.
We're going to talk about all of it, pal. Because you can vote all over the world.
Ships at sea.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
If you have internet access. One and 0 the count. Steven looking to drive one in the gap. You have a bunch in the gap in Colorado on Saturday night. Outside from the right-hander Burke.
Join the D-backs this Sunday for Native American Recognition Day. Enjoy Native American dancing and tribal music throughout the game. D-backs fitted caps given away to the first 25,000 fans. Get tickets. Call 602-514-8400 or visit dbacks.com.
That gets the Sutton stamp of approval.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, there is some sort of a graphic alignment with Figgins and Kemp together representing Southern California.
I'm not happy about that.
Just says, though, on the site, just send Figgins to the All-Star game. That's all it says. We don't expect MLB.com to be aligning Mark Reynolds and Sean Figgins on the Angels website. We know better than that, just like you'll never see Sean Figgins at all on the D-backs website.
No, you won't. But we've brokered a deal with Rex Hudley. We're true to our word.
Well, absolutely. Why wouldn't we be?
Like all politicians. True to their word. They're not.
But we are.
But we are.
That's exactly right.
Stephen Drew on a 3-0 count now. Think he's got the green light, Darren Sutton?
Yes. What would you prefer?
I think he's taken. And he took ball 4.
So now, an opportunity for Justin Upton. To the mound, pitching coach Darren Balsley. Remember, Upton, the all-star, hit a bomb. And he was 0 for 18 prior to hitting that home run.
And we have got a large meeting on the mound. I mean, everybody there. Everybody getting on the same page. Everybody wanting to know what Burke's going to throw to Justin Upton.
Now batting, right fielder Justin Upton.
What was that famous meeting on the mound in Bull Durham, Darren Sutton?
Ooh, wedding gifts they were discussing.
Yeah, there was something, I don't know, wedding gifts. I think the pitching coach came out. Robert Wool was the actor playing it. Candlesticks. They're always a good gift. Think they were talking about that?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Or maybe that Nuke's having trouble breathing through his eyelids.
That they might have been talking about. Of course, the rose goes in the front. That one way outside. 1-0 the count. They may have been gathering together to make sure that they all had a wireless connection for later on tonight, so they all could get together. Wondering who was bringing the beverages so they could vote for Mark Reynolds.
As well they should.
San Diego, look at all the at-bats they have had. Diamondbacks not nearly as many with runners in scoring position. 2-0 the count.
Burke being extra careful with Stephen Drew. Walked him on 4 pitches. Now being very careful so far with Justin Upton. 2-0 pitch. Let's see if he gives in here and throws a fastball for a strike, or if he stays off speed. He laid off another breaking ball. So it's 3-0. Just very careful, Darren Sutton. 7 straight wide ones now from Burke. Let's see if Justin Upton's got the 3-0 green light.
And what's your thought?
Well, I think he's got it. I'd be taking.
On 3-0.
Swung a ball 4. When a guy's thrown 7 straight wide ones, Darren, if he's going to be wild, I'm going to let him be wild. You know the old adage, a walk's as good as a hit, Darren. I just came up with that.
I'll tell you what, that's well done.
Thank you.
It's not guesswork up here.
Oh, he got the fastball down the middle that time. Boy, Greg Burke was jumping all around. He just knew that ball was going to get hit hard. I mean, center cut, bell time. My goodness gracious. Nothing doing. So now Burke has fought back on Justin Upton. Remember, he swung a ball full on the 3-0 pitch. Let's see if he can, with 2 strikes, get a big hit and at least tie up the ball game. Drake, third base umpire, another good friend of the show. And another hanging slider that Justin Upton just smokes. They pulled it about a foot foul.
Rob right on it. So we'll do it again. Mark Reynolds waits on deck.
Ended up swinging it a couple balls off the plate. Remember the 3-0 green light?
Yep.
And it came back to bite Justin. And he lays off some pitches that really just very careful pitches. And then this is the pitch. This is the big pitch here. This one up and in. Then the right down the middle that he got away with. And the final slider down the way. That's a good pitch. Now let's see if he's got the same stuff for Mark Reynolds.
Outside, pitching carefully out of the gates, 1-0. Mark Reynolds, his last 7 hits with runners in scoring position. It has been 4 homers and 2 doubles. His last 7 hits have produced 17 RBIs.
Oh, they're right there with us. They are right there with us. Man, we love you fans that hang in there with us and knowledgeable about what we're talking about up here in the booth. Can't get enough of you guys.
One ball, 1 strike to count.
Let's see if he can earn that all-star appearance right here, Darren Sutton. Right here and now.
At a homer again. Single. We'll take a single. The 1-1. A topper. Bird off the mound. Sends. Fires, and he got Reynolds that time. Reynolds still voting for him. 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. ScoreBoards.com. Grab your bag. It is on. And by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. Heading on out to vote, no doubt about it, as Luis Rodriguez readies himself to swing the bat. And that is strike one, 4-3 the score. That pitch stays high. 1-1 the count. On deck, Kyle Blanks. When you want to talk about a big fella,
he is one big old boy.
That is a big, big slugger. 20 homers a year ago, 24 the year before that. As that breaking ball, good hard pitch. Dropping down, 1-2 the count. Last year was the Padres minor league player of the year. But right now it's Luis Rodriguez. The 1-2. Ouch. Got a piece of his foot there. I gotta admit, I'm already anticipating Blanks coming up to the plate.
Oh yeah, why's that?
6 feet 7 inches tall, 285 pounds.
Just a big old corn-fed boy. Where's he from?
Pennsylvania.
Probably a blue-collar guy.
Well, actually, born in Pennsylvania, grew up in New Mexico, and went to Yavapai Junior College.
In New Mexico.
In the great state of Arizona.
Oh.
Junior college out here. So he's Kurt Schilling's junior college.
Did he? Probably broke a lot of Kurt Schilling's records there.
He was a hitter.
Oh, okay. Just a big old boy.
You don't call him Big Tex for nothing. The 2-2 got him with a changeup. Here he comes.
Oh, man. Get on in there, big fella.
Pitcher for Greg Burke, number 8, Kyle Blanks.
Big Kyle Blanks. Welcome to Arizona.
Or welcome back.
Great state of Texas.
Actually, New Mexico, as we were saying earlier. Born in Pennsylvania, grew up in New Mexico. Breaking ball over the inside.
I want to see this big fella swing it.
Fastball in. It's a big man.
And a big throw.
Took a picture of him out by the beach. The 1-1. Rolls that one foul. Let's see, 107 RBIs last year. 100 the year before.
I'll tell you what, he's got for a big fella, he's got a pretty short swing.
That's a topper, and it's a foul ball. When I asked Tony Gwynn, who was seated a couple of lockers down from Mr. Blanks, to compare anybody he'd seen throughout his time in the game, he said he reminds him of a taller Prince Fielder with his athleticism. Prince, a big, thick guy. He's about a foot taller than Prince Fielder, actually.
And not left-handed.
My God, deep left field. He is fine to make the play for the out.
Or just missed it.
He did, didn't he? Want to remind you, the Child Crisis Center is hosting a back-to-school clothing drive to benefit children and teens living in shelters and foster homes. You can drop clothes and shoes or gift cards at the Family Resource Center in Mesa, Monday through Thursday from 8:30 to 7. For more info, visit www.childcrisis.org for more information.
There you go. to the much smaller Everett Cabrera.
At 5 feet 9 inches.
They don't call him Big Tex.
That one is a little bit low. Negotiations, by the way, continue just to reaffirm things between commercial breaks. I was just back on time with regard to Mark Reynolds, making sure that he gets support all over the great state of California. Had a chance to speak with Mark Gubazov, who works on their telecast as well. So we have both sides working.
On the TV side, right.
TV and
does a great
radio.
job.
All in.
Love it. Ball 4.
Center fielder Tony Gwynn.
I'm told officially from somebody watching the show there was a mention just made.
How's that?
On air.
Really?
Vote Mark Reynolds out in California.
I love it. We're going to get you there, kid. I know it'll be an uphill battle, but we're going to get you there.
Are you excited for Super Tuesday tomorrow?
I can't wait.
Remember, if you happen to
I've got an early flight to Iowa.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting back?
Well, yeah. I'm going to get back. Drop me down in Tucson all before the game tomorrow. I mean, I'm up at the crack of dawn.
Runner on the move. The throw down is not in time.
Hey, Mark Grace.
Yes.
I hate to interrupt you.
Is that Todd?
Yeah. When you caucus in Iowa, do you approach that a little differently than the straight-out election, the caucus format? Or?
Yes, it's the caucus format, yes. And so far, the early numbers are saying that Mark Reynolds is doing really well.
Doing really well,
so I'm going to stump for him. Mark's actually going with me.
Very important.
We're going to fly on Darren's private plane.
Table touch with the electorate in Iowa. That's good.
That's exactly right. So the numbers are good, but we need to get out in Des Moines. You know, it's the first big caucus of the year. So we're gonna get out. And
so then it's off to New Hampshire and back, or do you go back?
No, we're going to come back here. We got a ball game tomorrow, so we got to come back here.
Runner on his way to third. The throw down is thrown away.
Well, 2 quick outs. And then, unfortunately, then it becomes the Little League home run. Stolen base, error, 5-3.
Now a bunt, Mark Reynolds barehanded, fires. Good effort by Mark, but a beautiful bunt by Tony Gwynn. So Tony Gwynn, you look up and very quietly, 3 hits tonight.
First baseman Adrian Gonzalez.
Just a good bunt, and then, boy, he just turns on the jets. And really, Mark Reynolds does everything he could possibly do, but Gwynn beats it easily. Good effort there by Reynolds, and I would imagine Gwynn going to be on the move.
Big shift to pull. Fastball. It's a strike right over the outside corner. The 0-1 is low. 1 ball and 1 strike to count.
Unfortunately here, Darren, the Padres have scored a tack-on run here without the benefit of a hit.
Yep.
2 outs, a 2-out walk. Anytime you get late in the game, boy, you just hate to see walks. Late walks tend to score. And when you don't hit the ball out of the ballpark very often, really, Adrian Gonzalez is about the only long ball threat in the Padre lineup. You got to try to make things happen. You got to try to put the pressure on the opposing defense, and that's what the Padres have done with the stolen bases. And the Diamondbacks have made 2 more errors tonight, 2 more costly errors, and a boatload of wild pitches. Really nothing Montero can do. Paul Schreiber took the brunt of that one right on his right elbow.
It's not a pretty inning for Arizona. Let's see if they can end it and try to go to bat offensively, get something done. Ball 4. So now Kevin Kuzminoff.
And this ball game has officially pulled the parachute.
Kevin Kuzminoff.
Boy, 2 quick outs to start this inning too. And then it's gotten ugly.
And now A.J. Hinch makes his way out. Gutierrez, who we told you had pitched well last 6 outings, has a tough go of it tonight. Well, how do I say this? Vote for Mark Reynolds.
Vote for Mark Reynolds. Just say it plain as day like that.
I don't know if we can make it any more clear.
He deserves to go.
All right, Esperling Vasquez. Uh-oh. Some folks want you to come out to the mixer.
Whoa.
Hey, what? Night.
I need to see that.
Says Gracie, meet us Friday at singles.
Oh, I'm going to be there, ladies. I'm going to be there.
Out in the Diamond Club, a big pregame mixer.
I love a good mixer. All the lovely single ladies, single gents with one pitch. Standing over.
Just in time.
Vasquez, nice job. Shoes, his teammates like to call him. I'm going to be there, ladies.
Oh, baby. Mixer. Home loans in-game box score. Felipe Lopez having a fabulous night. Justin Upton with a 2-run home run and a sacrifice fly. 3 runs batted in. Mark Reynolds having a tough go of it. Still time for the All-Star vote-in candidate. Luke Gregerson takes over with a 3.15 ERA. Gregerson in 14 games, 17 and a third over his last couple of weeks of pitching, an ERA of 0.52.
Out there, and you're going to see this kid. He's got one of the better sliders you'll see. Hopefully the Diamondbacks have looked at the scouting report. The human slider machine. He's going to get a lefties, righties. They're going to see a bunch of sliders and an occasional fastball.
1-0 the count. Mark Reynolds. Thinking about him all night long. Hope you are too. Let's hope he gets another chance to do some damage. Miguel Montero singled in 3 trips. There's a slider.
And it missed.
2-0 the count.
This is a good thing. I like that Miguel Montero, he's laid off a couple of close pitches, Darren, and I'll tell you why. He's up there taking until he gets a strike. He's not up there trying to hit the ball over the boards on the first pitch, because his run, well, the only thing it does is puts you 1 down. Took one that was borderline there on the outside corner and got the first strike. Now he'll have to go to swinging. But at least he's seen 3 of his pitches now. He knows what the fastball does. He knows what the slider does. He missed with it. That was a changeup.
Pulled that one and ended up running it inside.
Isn't it amazing? If you just force yourself to be a little patient, how many times you'll take a guy like Gregerson, take him out of his comfort zone. Now he can't be a slider pitcher on this pitch. Got him to chase one down, unfortunately. That would have been ball 4.
One for 3 tonight, as we mentioned. And in his last 17 games has 21 hits, hitting .325. There is a base runner. That is down the wall, all the way to the wall. Miguel Montero with the lead was up.
Exactly right. By being patient early in the count, he turned him into a fastball pitcher. Took him away from his best pitch. He got a fastball he can handle out over and just crushed it into left center field. And that brings up the tying run and Gerardo Parra. That is a good late inning at bat right there by Miguel Montero.
Parra looking to trade places with him. Fastball is up, 1-0 the count. Gerardo, 2 hits today, 2 for 3. And in his last 8 games, he has 11 hits. Hitting .360. Bouncing ball, middle of the diamond, into center field, and a base hit for Gerardo Parra. He drives in another run. Timely hits have been his specialty. He skipped the beat for a moment, but this year, with runners in scoring position coming into the ballgame, hitting .390.
Not trying to do too much. Just take a pitch right back up the box into center field. That's all it takes right there. Miguel Montero scores easily. Tying run at first base. And big Tony Clark now representing the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And by falling behind, Gregerson hadn't been able to use that slider. That's his go-to pitch. I would imagine it's coming right here and right now to big Tony Clark.
Parra's got a pair of stolen bases. They do their best to keep him close. Gregerson with that slider also with pitches that are down with good sink. He's no doubt looking for a ground ball here. And that's why you keep the runner close.
Keep the runner close. Try to keep the double play in order. Tony Clark's already hitting the 1 double play tonight. See if big Tony can take that sinker and or slider and go out to the big part of the park out there in left center field like Miguel Montero did. Don't try to pull it. He got the fastball. He took it. So for the first time tonight, Gregerson jumps ahead. Let's see if he goes to that good slider, Darren Sutton.
Again, he is not trying to pick Parra off, nor does he think he will steal. He's trying to up his chances on a double play.
Absolutely. Just trying to keep him from running. He's not trying to get him out. He's just trying to keep him close. He desperately needs a double play ball. He got the ground ball, but he pulled it foul, and it was the slider, Darren Sutton. And he's got a very good one.
He's looking to drive one in the gap, that young man. Hoping the veteran can do the same.
Not looking to bunt.
No. You get a mini bat like that, or you get a big old bat like Tony. Either one. You're looking to
drive in the gap.
What does he want to do? That's a young Mark Grace, a
left-hander right there. Yeah, he's looking. He's going to clap his hands for a little while first. Then he's going to go to bang.
That shirt, perfect for a ball game. Grandpa's sidekick. That's awesome.
Tony Clark in an 0-2 hole. Now he's going to have to go to battle and he's hoping to keep it off the ground. Oh, everybody says about all these throws to first base.
You're ready, young man. Your chance is coming. A few more years, you'll be out there. The 0-2. Just to see he didn't bite.
That was a waste pitch. Was your dad a big fan of the waste pitch, Darren Sutton?
No.
Neither am I.
If you're going to waste it in. Make him move his feet.
I don't like wasting them, period. Got to get him out.
Bouncing ball. That's why they try to keep it. What a play on both ends by Gonzalez. Unbelievable how he caught the throw coming back across.
Tough night for Tony Clark continues. Little 3-6-3, easy ground ball. Now he throws it and has to get back, and the throw really was up the line. A really nice play there by Adrian Gonzalez. Keeping his foot on the bag, and big Tony Clark having a rough one tonight.
That is 5 double plays rolled up this year by Gregors. Pretty hefty total for a relief pitcher.
Chad Tracy going to come on and hit for Chris Young. Well, a couple of years ago, Darren Sutton, did you ever think you'd see the day where it would be about a year and a half and you start seeing Chris Young pinch hit for late in games?
No. Good thing he did pinch hit. 5-5.
Chad Tracy making A.J. Hinch a hero there. The first guy leading the charge, A.J. Hinch, making the decision to pinch hit for Chris Young, who's just never gotten it going this year. And Chad Tracy, a 1-0 pitch into the pool area, and we are all knotted up.
You know what I always say with that man, good for him. Say it with any of them down there, but especially with the injuries he's had to battle.
Just hadn't been healthy for a couple of years. Well, that was a healthy rip he put into that baseball. Slider, right over the top of it goes Romero.
Well, now he knows what it's like, Chad Tracy, along with the likes of you and Alex Rodriguez, to hit the ball into the water, out into the pool.
Well, that ball didn't go in the water, Darren.
Bouncing ball.
Get him out! Get him out!
Well, you know what? It still
It's
counts
nice to
for
be
a
the
run.
only guy of those three to ever go in the pool.
He doesn't care where it landed.
Bang! We're tied. Fastball in the middle of the plate into the pool area. About 385 feet from home plate to tie the ball game up. And that's a nice reception he gets from his boys in the dugout. I like that. Miguel Montero leading the charge right there on the top step. Well, what a moment for Chad Tracy.
Tracy is at first base, as you can see. In the 8-hole, he stays, the pitcher spot. It's the 7 slot occupied by this man, John Roush.
Now Big John Roush now try to keep the momentum. Diamondbacks with a pair in the bottom of the 8th. Now it's up to John Roush to get the boys right back in the dugout as quick as possible. And Chad Tracy can't come up with it. Can he get to it? No.
Yeah! Headley hit a lightning bolt right at Chad Tracy.
And that goes as a base hit. It's a great angle. This bolt, one hop.
Right.
Chad comes up with it. Well, couldn't get it. Still had some time, but then got in a hurry. And the leadoff base runner for the San Diego Padres. And here come the Padres. Right back cooking up a brew. 25 hits combined in this game, Darren. Been base runners everywhere.
San Diego has stranded 11, the Diamondbacks 7. Top of the 9th inning, 5-5 our score. Will Venable singled back in the 7th inning, 1 for 4 on the evening. Pops that one into the seats. It goes. 1-1.
A 1-0 pitch in the 9th inning of a tie game, Darren. Watch this swing by Venable. That's a very defensive, almost like a 2-strike swing. Man, in that situation, all you young hitters, try to find something you can drive in the gap.
Oh my, if you're the Diamondbacks with the runner going and Drew covering, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good because that ball was well struck. Off the mound, too, used it as a ramp, knocked it chest high to him.
They play hit and run, does Bud Black and the Padres, and the ground ball right to the covering Stephen Drew. Step on the back. Get out of the way, Stephen. And on over to first.
And you'll take it.
Nice play there by Stephen Drew. Good clean slide there. Good hard baseball, so 2 quick outs.
Down the line it goes. The baseball. Out by third goes the bat. Just another jagged, dangerous piece of wood that Mark Reynolds will clean up. And that's another thing why you would want to vote for Mark Reynolds out there. Picking up that broken wood. He cares about the environment.
He does. He does. And he's a recycler.
Yes, he believes in recycling. Getting a broken bat, get it back in there. You can use it elsewhere.
And also vote for Sean Figgins on the American League side.
Absolutely. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Ian with the pitch there. Steven had an easy chance and hung in there for quite a while.
Yeah, like you said, that's just good, clean baseball right there. No problem there for Stephen Drew. He's used to that.
1-2 the count. Roush, by the way, in his last 18 outings, an ERA of 1.5.
I was just about to say, Big John Roush has been throwing the ball awfully well the last month and a half.
Yeah, that's since May 27th. 1 extra base hit in that time. You bet he went a little.
I think that was a foul ball. Somehow, some way, he got a piece of it.
He just did. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
What'd you think of the during the All-Star selections by the managers? Is there any surprises on your end? American League, National League, maybe the pitching staff?
No surprises. How about Tim Wakefield going?
Yeah, the ageless Tim Wakefield, deservedly so. Ooh, a hanging breaking ball there from John Roush. He got away with it.
Who would you like to have seen? Anyone you think that everyone missed out on, managers and MLB?
I think most everybody that is deserving. I was a little surprised at one of the selections in the American League, a kid that I love to death, but I'm surprised he's going, and that's Curtis Granderson.
Okay.
260. There's the Sheriff. And let's go to the bottom of the ninth, Darren Sutton. Take us there, Darren Sutton. Come on, get a little fired up, Sutton.
Ball game. I'm ready. I'm ready. Get us some runs. MLB.com and vote for Mark Reynolds. The Sheriff, he needs to be an all-star. We are working the phones. We are working this country. We encourage you to do the same. Family all over this great land. He stood up for a quality of play he expected on Friday night. He has backed it up with a very big weekend. Now his club trying to win, coming back home. And you fans, by the way, I haven't said this yet. We knocked on a lot of your doors today, came to your houses. Way to go. Way to show up, make signs, show passion. Thumbs up to the Diamondbacks fans.
Absolutely. They came here. They came in support of not only Mark Reynolds, but ended up getting a competitive ball game.
Yeah, you bet. So Clay Meredith now, and he drops down, fires a strike. 0-1 the count. 4 wins out of the bullpen. Diamondbacks trying to give him a loss. That sweeping slider is up and in. 1-1 the count.
You've got Felipe Lopez. You want him leading off. He's got 3 more hits here this evening.
Pulled off just a touch there, and so the count 1-2.
Just got a huge amount of room to hit the ball up the middle. Second baseman Rodriguez swung way around to the pull side, as is the shortstop. He's playing him opposite. Just a monster hole up the middle to ground the ball through.
Outside.
Well, he really bent his knees and maybe willed that ball to stay outside.
The 2-2. In 3-2 the count. That sweeping breaking ball again.
Well, somehow that ball missed him. Felipe's worked it to a full count here. Just able to get that jersey out of the way.
Hot shot, foul ball though up the line. Maybe a chance for the man we've spoken of.
Looking for an opportunity.
That one on the line into center field. Over, and a leap at the last moment to make the play is Gwynn.
Well, tough luck there for Felipe Lopez. Had a 6-pitch at bat going, and then hit a bolt into center field, but unfortunately, right in the range of Tony Gwynn Jr., who had to leap at the last second as that ball took off on him.
Stephen Drew against Clay Meredith, 1-4-6 in his career. Back in 2006, the lone hit, a home run.
He takes one right down the middle for strike one.
He's singled. He's rolled into a double play. He's popped up to third and walked.
Clay Meredith wanted to go away, ended up going middle in. He jumps ahead of Stephen Drew, 0-2.
You remember that against Trevor Hoffman, a walk-off home run. You folks all remember it. Jake Peavy stuck it to the Diamondbacks the entire game, and then Drew drove that ball into the corner for the game winner.
And it was over and out.
That one popped up. A long run for Kuzminoff. He runs out of space. Roams around for a souvenir. The good news on behalf of Mark Reynolds, really getting the word out to baseball fans that seem to watch online or whether they have the Major League Baseball package. This is the only game left in the world in Major League Baseball being played.
So we'll give him some more advertisement as everybody, even back in Duluth, Minnesota, watching along with us.
That one sliced to left field.
That's two very well hit balls right at two outfielders. First Lopez to center, and now Stephen Drew to left field.
Right fielder, Justin Upton.
Now, truth be told, you can wrap storylines around the ball game, but the ball game is itself, and Mark Reynolds would love to just end it on deck right here. He'd be glad if that occurred.
He'd be more than happy to watch a walk-off home run off the bat of Justin Upton. Let's see if Justin can extend the inning.
Outside, 1-0 the count, a slider. Sac fly and an RBI, a 2-run home run in the third inning. He then grounded out, and he has struck out. Upton this year with 4 home runs against the Padres alone. And that's in 36 at bats. Outside.
And this almost looks like a pitch round just missed way outside with 3 in a row to go to 3-0. I still think Justin should be taking all the way here. Give Mark Reynolds, he has 61 RBIs, a chance. He misses up and in for ball 4. That had to be a pitch around, Darren, didn't you think?
Certainly looked like it, though. Upton 0 for 5 in his career. Mark Reynolds 3 for 11, nowhere close. Well, this sets up for some heroics. Certainly you can expect the dramatic. He's got 24 home runs, but you just hold out hope, as Gracie said a moment ago, whatever you have to do to extend the inning and the rally.
Exactly. And now also, though, you've got a threat of a stolen base on Justin Upton went very well. So you may just talk Clay Meredith into having to throw some fastballs to Mark Reynolds. And that's the other thing you're doing in this situation with 2 outs. You maybe just give Clay Meredith something else to think about besides Mark Reynolds. If Mark Reynolds gets a mistake, we've seen what he does to him. He hits him an awfully long ways.
Pitch is low. Nothing he can do with that one. Not interested.
5 straight wide ones from Meredith.
Three home runs in his last 4 games. And you said it, though, Mark Grace. You get that part of your brain that is split a bit with the base runner, which tells the body to hurry up. You may hang one.
You may make a mistake, and Mark Reynolds, well, he kills mistakes.
Runner goes, taking all the way. Stolen base. Now a single wins the game.
There's the threat. There's the difficulty, or in making that decision, when you pitch around somebody like Justin Upton who can fly, well, a lot of times you're walking a double. Now with 2 outs, it just takes a lousy single to end the ball game. Mark Reynolds unselfishly taking all the way there and allowing Justin Upton to get into scoring position. So that's the risk. Good take there. That was a good breaking ball, but it missed.
Love the shots of the players dealing with the emotion that goes into these situations. You could see him just drawing a bunch of oxygen, Mark, as he took a deep breath. Fouled it off, was out front. 2-2. Cued it. It's that slider. It was hanging, but he was way out front.
It stayed up in the zone for him, but he was just off the end of the bat. Mark's got to remember that if he lets the ball travel a little bit, there's not a ballpark that can hold him to the opposite field either.
Line down into the corner. He sends Justin Upton home. You send him to St. Louis. The Diamondbacks win.
Well, that couldn't have been scripted any better for Mark Reynolds and the rest of these Diamondbacks. 3 in a row now for the boys in Sedona Red, and Mark Reynolds once again carrying the load.
Friday night, he challenged his team. He said, I apologize to you folks that are watching, the fans. We owe you better. Since then, they have won